Yo, how goes? We're playing Kislev today, so I can train for Turin's grand finals that should be coming up very soon. Much excitement indeed. Gonna be playing a single faction tournament today, and we are gonna be mostly tryharding. I will be running the sick Mother Ostankia build though, because I want to get my reps in with that. But other than that, we're just gonna be chilling, having fun, maybe going some gun builds against like vampire accounts or something. That'll be rather chill. If you want to sign up, you got to sign up right now. Not a lot of time left. There's like 1 minute. So go ahead, check in. And we should be good to go. One starting. Round one. Everyone's checked in, hell yeah. I'm doing it. I'm generating the bracket. All that. Who we looking at? We are up against Corsair. Oh, hell yeah. Yo, yo. Are they going to be playing Skaven? If they're playing Skaven, you know the build I'm going for. Corsair is playing as... do not declare his faction. Should be fine. We're doing that Kislev build again. We're going to be doing mostly this build, but not against every faction. So, like, if I'm going up against vampire accounts, I may want to go for, like, Boris instead. Or even, like, I don't know, like a Boris-Ulrika combo. Boris-Ulrika is actually semi-common nowadays. I've seen it a couple times. You have a blinded effect on Ulrika, which is kind of cool. Skjaldnir's fall. Then you got the Boris with the Shard Blade, which is just a crazy AoE. Gun builds. Yeah, we're going to get some gun builds going. So, yeah. I'm excited. Excited to get the practice in. You know. I think against vampire accounts, you probably do want to go like gun builds with Zargard most of the time. I'm thinking, ooh, these guys have fire damage. One Aurora Zargard, and then you just spam like a million Kossars. This is pretty cool. We're gonna be experimenting. The Frozen Heart of Winter. Okay, against vampire accounts, it technically does have a bound Heart of Winter, which could actually do quite a bit. Chilling Aura, 25% physical resist. Costs $1 million. Alright, what's this guy playing? What's he gonna be playing? Oh, we got Zone playing Warriors of Chaos, hell yeah. I've implemented the Seeker ban, by the way. There will be no more Seekers of Slaanesh for any faction. Pavane is still open for Demons of Chaos, though. Not surprised you really like Kislev. They seem to have several strengths that fit your playstyle. Ah, yeah. Yeah, they got sleds. So basically, Kislev is just like a more melee empire, is how I see them. Better on the cav, worse on the ranged. Better on the infantry, worse on the kite. Less artillery by a lot. But yeah, they seem pretty good. I want to learn them for the tournament. So the way Turin has formatted things, it's one global ban for each player. So like Slaanesh might actually be open, which would be huge. Imagine getting to play Slaanesh. Seekers are banned for the tournament, but not Pavane. If Pavane is banned, then no Slanesh for me. But yeah, I'll have Beastmen. It's fine. So like I'm thinking my main factions in the tournament, if nothing's banned, Slanesh, Beastmen, Kislev, Empire. I had a list. Betonia, Wood Elves. Yeah, Arrows of Kurnos is limited to 1 though for Turin's tournament. Oh, I think I forgot to add that for this one. Crap. Well, I'm sure it's fine. I wanted to do the same limits he was doing. Yeah, he did limit Arrows of Kurnos. Let's see here. Chateau. Let's see. Crystal Lake. I'll ban Chateau. All that. Nurgle and Khorne. Yes, my favorite factions. But yeah, after that, I feel like Betonia I might actually want to play. Just go full Charix. Though, I think I would more likely play Wood Elves over them. If I don't see Go Sweat Max, I'll buy it. So, I'm going to pretend that today is the big tourney day. Alright, if today is the big tourney day, will I be able to, just solidly win? With Kislev. We shall see. Hopefully we get some people signing up as some of the spicier factions. I wonder how my Kislev versus Empire plays out too. That one I'm not super duper sure of, though I think my single entity max build would be quite nice. Only problem is war wagons, but you can bring Lil Grom for that. Make a statement by going undefeated. I sure hope I can. Corsair's playing Skaven, as expected. All right. So, oh, this is such a fan art. Let's use what armor blocker should I use? Do I have a good Kislev armor blocker? Not really. This one's kind of cool though. Look at that, big board Kairos. All right. What's the tournament gonna be? It's going to be a pick 3 tournament. So both players get a ban on a faction that bans for both sides. Then after that, it's you both pick 3 factions randomly, or at least semi-blind, and then you ban matchups until you find the one matchup that's good. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be up against what's his face. I'm up against Martinius. So I'm probably gonna have to ban his vampire accounts because he's real good at that. And then, yeah, and then after that, I'm up against the winner of Outer Region and Ulrich Wall. These are people that I generally have a pretty nice win rate against, so it's not too bad. But I would be lying if I did not say I was a little worried. Let's see. Alright, this should be good enough. Alright. Let's see if we can win this tournament. Oh my gosh, Red Olgor, dude. Red Olgor just whiffing on small targets. So bad. Do you know what's banned in the big tournament? I do. So the sum of the restrictions is Heartseekers and Heartseekers are banned. Arrows of Khorne is limited to 1. Thunder Tusk is banned. Maybe there'll be restrictions on Pavane and Wrathmongers. Hey, what's up? Darwin, hello, hello. It's incredible that a bug like that is there seemingly after several years. I didn't even know about it until recently. Thing is, like, no one was playing the Demon Princes up until semi-recently. So, I can kind of see it. Can kind of see it. How often are you fighting something small with Demon Princes, you know, in campaign or multiplayer? Also, by the way, he is playing Skaven, which means I get to run the fun build. Here we go. Ready, good luck, have fun. Yeah, a lot of bug things can stick around if you don't see them too often in normal play. Yeah, we're talking about the Demon Princes not hitting small units. Why are arrows banned? They're limited to 1. So Arrows of Khorne does a lot of damage. And it makes Wood Elves pretty spooky. It makes some really strong versus some select factions. So I can kind of see why it's restricted. It'll tone down Wood Elf strength against factions that are particularly susceptible to stuff like arrows. He went to Mutant Rat Ogre. Couple Night Runner slings. Okay. So I don't know if he has any stealth units. If he doesn't start capturing this point anytime soon, I can use some of my guys. Stankia is giving her speech, as she always does. But yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. Skaven are not especially powerful versus the likes of single entity maxing. You might think that their guns could shut it down, but absolutely not. It should just be disgusting. We don't want to throw this game though. I do want to play semi-carefully, but I also can't let him max out. He does have a unit of Jezzails that are here, so they're gonna get a little bit of poke damage in. Mother Asenkia does give her crazy missile resist though, so at most he'll kill a couple units of Cav. But if I just go for a big dive, you'll notice he has a lot of guns. This should not be particularly difficult to rush down. What, he has 15 units? Still don't know where his lord is. Has the teeth breakers, okay. Hey, Scored Torrent. Thank you very much for the subs. Much appreciated, good sir. There's our speed boost. That's gonna negate the effects of his slowing. There's our Cav charge and our single entity charge. He has a silence on us, and he's going for the Patriarch first, which I would say is pretty smart. But will it be enough? If I just shut down his range, he should be just screwed here, right? Really, he doesn't have too much. Patriarch though, going down. He got the heal off though. There's the Warp Grinder crew. A little bit too late though. They were just a tiny bit too slow. And yeah, just the fat trigger pull on his ranged core is just gonna be a little bit too painful, right? He has now lost more or less all of his expensive range units. It's just the single entities left. You can see my value is through the roof. Oh, he summons Warp Lightning Cannons. Okay. We definitely want to shut that down. But yeah, I think he's pretty boned. I believe he's pretty boned. because there's basically nothing that can save this warp lightning cannon. Definitely not Skaven slaves, that's for sure. And then we have Mother Estankia here just causing infinite issues, isn't she? There you go. That's a 600 gold warp grinder down the drain. Very nice. The silence, I will say, was pretty cool, but it shall not be enough. There's a Mega Breath attack. Oh my god. That actually does quite a bit of damage. There you go. All right, so that's a mass route. Does kind of bully my Incarnate, though. But that leadership debuff is going to hurt quite a bit in this situation. And the great thing about losing the Patriarch is that you get him back. So you can just send him back in with a million heals. Incarnate might go down, though. I'll probably have to skedaddle out of this situation. It is a little spooky, and I have some units I got chased down anyways. Incarnate will go down to his slingers, but I think we're still good. As long as I chase off these guys, I should be okay. That was a mass rout over there. We have another little wind spell on those guys. These range units are once again completely shut down. And yeah, now it's all about getting that Patriarch on site to clean up the rest. I don't think he has the single entity power to take this out. How did he silence you? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know Skaven had a silence. Is it that Vortex ability? I feel like it is. Oh, was it the mutant rat ogre? Does that silence? Wait, what silence is on this roster? All right, I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did to me. I should probably investigate for future situations. Yeah, what did silence me? Does his lord have a silence that I wasn't aware of? No. All right, whatever, man. Whatever. I don't know how he's doing it, but somehow he's silencing me. Should be fine, though. He's still completely in disarray. The drill boys? I don't think the drill boys silence. There he goes. Point recaptures. There's a couple doggos, but they should go down very soon. ROR Warp Lightning. That should increase cooldowns, not silence. So I really have no idea. Must be something to do with the lords. Oh, great. He has the Teeth Breakers back. All right, it should be fine. We'll get the Fens going. The Forbidden Fens. This should be pretty over, though. Especially with the whole Patriarch action here. He's just trying to steal a couple points, but that shouldn't be able to save him. And yeah, it's just a problem of too many range units again, right? If you bring more range units that you can protect, it kind of gets screwed over. It's a good thing I was able to shut him down before he got too many of those warp grinders in, because then maybe he could have gone quite a few vicious volleys off on me. But overall, I wasn't too worried. It's a pretty straightforward victory. We're now all over his backfield. There go the Skaven slaves. And then one Lord Snipe should be enough. Take him out. Veil of Shadows overcast? Holy crap. I didn't know overcasting gets silenced. Not that it really stopped me from casting too many of my abilities in the end. But that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I dig it. It's going to be a really powerful downhill charge, by the by. Holy crap. Half HP off of those poor Skaven. Then we just pull out, cycle charge them again, and then they'll be dead. Mutant Rat Ogre should go down to the Frost Worm. And then I'll just use this to start replenishing my vigor. It's a very important part of the build so that your single entities don't get worn down over time. There we go. And the vigor goes up a little bit. Thank you, Strix, for the good luck. We're tryharding today, so shouldn't be too difficult in theory. We're tryharding on a very powerful faction. The only thing that would really spook me are people playing, like, you know, other factions. Oh, dang. Yo, he's getting some crossfire on my Frostworm. Frostworms do have really good missile resist, though. So I don't think it'll be in too much trouble here. Hey. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I don't have that much vigor back yet. You can see losing the vigor means that your guys start to rout off a bit easier. It's not the best of situations. I guess I'll save the heal on this guy. And then we'll just capture this far point, and then we're done here. Yeah, he just wasn't able to kill the Frostworms. The Skaven range build is admirable, though. Very admirable. You didn't use the barrel launcher even once yet? Well, we were rushing in. I really should get into the habit of just chucking it out, though. Because it's probably going to get its value back, right? But, like, I kind of need a Stenkia to stick with these guys so that she gives them, her, what's it? Her missile resist. Yeah, there's the bear launcher, though. All right. Bear incoming. Hey. Oh, god dang. All right, that's pretty good. That's a pretty powerful ability. God dang. Okay. Yeah. Whispers in the Woods is basically like an armor boost to these guys, as long as it keeps them at high vigor. There's the warp grinders. So, like, everyone always talks up warp grinders. So there's the cast, right? But, like, a warp grinder is actually good. Because look at that. They netted me for, like, half a second, and now they're gone. Is that really worth it? Is that really worth it? I don't think so, man. Warp grinders really need a buff. You know, like, this effect is, like, at best, like... Actually, they got a lot of value. They got summoned a couple times, though. You know, maybe they kill Cav. Maybe they kill Cav. All right, maybe I was wrong. Still, though, they die immediately after. So they're kind of like a one and done. I guess you can kind of treat them like blasting charges. But what if I don't have Cav? What if it is just single entities? I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced. But, you know, I guess the damage was okay. Better than I thought. It was indeed better than I thought. Anyways, we're once again spawn camping here. It's going to be a very difficult game to come back from, as he is lordless. Extremely lordless. The Skaven slaves basically route on contact when they get summoned in. You know, let's just give a Stenkia, yeah, one of those. Ooh, pretty good. Yo, the white line being so close on this map is just like free routes when you're in their spawn. Great success. Very great success. Do I have the barrel launcher back? I do. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. How's the vigor? Yeah, the Frostworm vigor actually does drop pretty fast. Like, I have to be spamming Whispers in the Woods to keep that vigor up. But yeah, GG's. So a solid first game. Do we have did Martinius sign up for this tournament? Oishi did. So that'll be pretty good practice. And Charix did too. All right, so I'll be able to get some good matches off of them. The problem I have is, like, I don't know if anyone signed up as vampire accounts, which is a matchup I really want to work on. I will say he did kill the incarnate pretty fast. I have to be a little bit more careful with it. It is one of the more expensive tools in the army. But it's so good, man. This is a terror piece to reduce leadership. Stenkia gets hella value, by the way. She's actually a fairly good lord. Her range attack is pretty high DPS. And yeah, the spellcaster just wasn't able to do much. All right. Let's see if we can 6-0 it today. Kislev versus Skaven. Kislev takes the win. Happy to catch you live. Love the content. Enjoyed the XCOM stuff. Oh, hell yeah. How is this only a 3k value difference? Because the game doesn't track damage of any sort correctly. It doesn't track melee damage correctly. Although it's only a bit off with melee. It sometimes doesn't track magic entirely. And it's also like 75% off of the correct value for skirmish damage. It really doesn't make any sense. 6-0, more like 3-1. Please, no. Yo, if I can't beat Charix or Oishi with Kislev, then we got a problem, man. Who are they playing as? So Oishi's playing Khorne. In theory, Khorne, I should be able to annihilate. Charix is playing Lizards, right? So, in theory, I should be able to delete everyone. Otherwise, I have no shot at the grand finals. Like, they would have to whip out like Wood Elves or like Beastmen or, you know, some real powerhouses. If we're gonna be losing with Kislev, because I think Kislev is insane with this build and a mix of their other playstyles. If the overall tracker is not accurate, how can we be sure the individual goal damage tracker is accurate? It's definitely more accurate, and just by observation, it seems like it's pretty on the mark. Doesn't track Stonehorn projectiles? What? Even the normal gold tracker? Dang. Scornt with the 2 months. Yo, that's crazy, man. Some people here have been watching for years, man. Years. I guess I've been watching Turin for like half a decade now. So I guess it ain't that crazy. Charix and Navigator fighting it out. Who's Navigator playing? Son of Heaven's playing Lizards. There's a lot of Lizardmen. Navigator is playing Ogre Kingdoms. Okay, that's one I want to test against. Alright, just gotta do some adminning. But yeah, I would like to just have a clean 6-0 to know that, like, you know, I can actually win if I'm tryharding, if I'm going full sweat lord. Alright, let's see. Corsair. Yo, how do I do this? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think someone might have accidentally checked out. But it looks like everything's fine. Best I can do is 3-1. Okay, if I can 3-1 with the Red Olgor, okay? If I can 3-1 with Red Olgor, I can win with Kislev. I'm surprised at how many Lizardmen we're seeing, by the way. But I think Kislev should be pretty good against them. Griffin Legion should delete the Lizardmen cav. Or at least trade evenly. But, like, I know Frost Worms are really good there. Someone challenges Anticity to make Lore of the Hags work, and then I turn it into Lore of the Hags meta. It's more so just because Estankia happens to have a sick missile resist ability. Though I will say Forbidden Fens and Witch Brew are not bad. Witch Brew especially. What's the format of the finals? So both players get to give global bans. So that means both players can't play them. So for example, I might be facing Martinus and I would ban Vampire counts. And they would ban like Slaanesh, let's say. Then we blind pick 3 factions. And then that will give us a set of matchups to face against each other, like a 3x3 matrix. Then we ban 8 of those matchups, taking turns banning until there's 1 left. And then we play our game. I believe it's a best of 3 format. Yeah, it's best of 3. Until we hit the top 4. Then it becomes best of 5. So I should be fine. A lot of the people that I'm facing are, until I get to top 4, are not too bad. So I would have to beat Martinus and then Outer Region and then versus Ulrich Val, whoever wins that, in best of 3s. As long as I can beat those guys in a best of 3, I'm making it to the top 4, where we have to face off against everything else. But it'll be best of 5, so I have many chances to get a win. Maximilianaire, what's up? His army's like one of those degenerate Nurgle blobs, but it moves at 70 speed. It's so powerful, man. I wonder if anyone's gonna play Kislev in the tournament. If they do, I'll have to figure out how to beat this build with Kislev. Because I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know what the best solution is against this. The Incarnate you can kind of snipe, but like, you know, you can also just swap it out for other tools to shut down ranged. It's pretty spooky. You could just swap it out for like a little Grom if you want. If only the Carnosaur was still a great monster. Yeah, Carnosaur should be able to outduel a Frostworm. But I think it might be close. Although the Carnosaur is not bad. The Regiment of Renown one can fight Archaon, as I learned. Alright, advancing the Swiss. The Goblins. Round 2. I'm up against Charix. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's an early Charix match. So if I can't beat Charix's Lizardmen, the tournament is probably going to be very rough for me. It's probably going to be pretty rough. I'm first ban Glade of the Everqueen. Do I ban Eastern Isle Colony instead though? Eastern Isle is not bad for me. I'll ban Glade of the Everqueen. Thank you for the good luck. Alright, so it's Charix's Lizardmen that I'm going to be facing now. 1-1 incoming. Charix is spooky, but they're limited by the fact that they play weaker factions. If they played Beastmen all the time, then I would be sweating a lot. But thankfully not. So the thing about Lizardmen is they don't really have a lot of range units that can deal with the Kislev shenanigans. At least, presumably so. The single entities are a little bit more spooky, and they do have Croxagores. So I must be wary at least. But this can't possibly be that bad. It's just a little bit of Lizardmen, right? I think as long as I have like a couple range tools, this should not be that difficult. What if he goes for like 1,000,000 pterodons? Do I have anything versus pterodons? I guess I probably should think of something there. Who knows? Maybe I'll have exquisite Carnosaur micro. This should be pretty difficult though. Gideon, what's up? We're here up against Charx's Lizardmen next. So I'm trying to figure out what in the world to do. The problem with normal Kossars is that they will just eat a rock drop and die. And that kind of makes them pretty sucky in this situation. As someone who has used pterodons against Kislev before, I like never fear the vanilla Kossar. So yeah, I should really keep an eye out. For sure. Otherwise, though, Lizardmen, usually they shouldn't have too many tools. The skirmishers will get caught by my mobility pretty well. And remember, we can play multiple play styles. I'm not locked into single entity spam. So if I really wanted to, I could just go for, like, you know, really whatevs. Would Mazda and a Dread Saurian beat your Kislev single entity blob? Not if I bring just a few range units in reserve. I really only need a handful, and it'll probably be enough to deal with all things Lizardmen. If he goes for like a Saurus infantry blob, he shouldn't be able to win, because we know our single entities plow through his infantry like no tomorrow. I think the scariest thing is like if he manages to get pterodon supremacy somehow, some way, and they just kind of shoots me up. But yeah, I don't think so. Maybe he just like takes way too many guys, way too much infantry. For me to kill, perhaps? Yeah, he's on Lizardmen. Indeed. Are things in the wood good against Lizardmen? I feel like no. I feel like probably no. This build looks good though. Wonder what map he's gonna play on though. He either can go on a really tight map, like Eastern Isle Colony, or a really open map, like Borderlow Landing. And that will heavily dictate how this game is played out. Quite heavily indeed. If it is a super tight map, it does make my single entity builds way weaker, but it makes my range builds like 10 times stronger. So that's kind of the decision he has to make. Here we go. Why you play as Kislev but I see Kairos? I don't have a good Kislev army blocker. Unless I'm just using the thumbnail. Oh, you saw nothing? Is this too on the nose? I think it's too on the nose. You know what? Whatever. Charx isn't gonna stream snipe me. He's chill. What's a good army blocker? He wants to play Eastern Isle? Okay, maybe I will change my build then. Let's see. Where's it at? Do I have a Kislev army blocker? God dang, I got like no Kislev army blocker. Oh yeah, Chad Lita. Here we go. We'll do Chad Lita. All right. So he wants to play on Eastern Isle Colony. So, like I said, my range builds are way, way more powerful now. But is that what I want to do? That is so horribly cursed. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Yeah, this is a great video that I posted back in the day. Did very well. He wants to play an Eastern Isle colony. So I just gotta be able to kill Saurus and we're fine. Kalita in Prime. Is that a Norskin arm? Yeah, it's a Norskin arm photoshopped onto her arms. I had to Photoshop the staff out. Someone make it a mod. Where are my squats? Oh god, alright. I'll get the squats once I'm done making my army. God. Let's see here. So if he's playing lizards, I do have to worry about like potential single entity shenanigans. He could take like a Shredder of Lustria and try to cause me issues. The flyers can be really annoying. Yeah, that's fine-ish. This is fine-ish. This is what I want, though. What's a good front line against Saurus and the like? Are Kislevites warriors better than Zargard? I feel like they get skirmished to death, don't they? They should do. I will say that my spendings are a little weird, though. You're rather quiet today. Let me check that I'm using the right microphone. I'm using the right microphone. I think maybe I'm just a little bit more tired is all, but otherwise we're chilling. Blizzard. Is Blizzard good? Okay, Hawks of Miska Hailstorm is insane. Spoilers, by the way. Screw it, whatever. Let's just give him spoilers. Let's see here. Do I have to worry about anything single entity wise? It's all good for you. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. It's a good build, I think. This build feels decent. It feels very okay. Is it amazing? Probably not. But it's gonna be good enough for everything I want to get done. It's Lizardmen on a tight map, like a very tight map. That it should just be very hard for him to push me, unless he just has like a sick rush or something. An amazing cav control, I guess. All right, I got my build. Time to do squats. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I wonder if he's expecting me to bring the single entity max build. What if he tries to hard counter it? I think if he tries to hard counter it, like, I don't know, Kislev has too many different play styles, man. I think his chameleon skinks skirmishers shouldn't be able to really do well against any other type of Kislev build. Oh god. Alright. One more for good measure. Ugh. Unathletic squats. Make sure you engage your glutes. Alright. I'll do it in the future. Boris, Priest, and Ulrika. That's like a solid single entity fighter squad. Like, you know, you can go medium single entities, you can go no single entities. You have a good mix. But yeah, what's he gonna do? I feel like I have so many good tools. But maybe he'll whip out something just insane. Yeah, Chad Lita. I think the craziest thing you could do is like, if he goes like a Shredder of Lustria build, then I would have to be rather wary. I think I'm ready for it though. I'm not too worried. Why doesn't YouTube let me skip to the battle? I gotta make more edited VODs, man. Lizardmen, big dino only. He's thinking hard. Charx usually doesn't play Lizardmen, so I think he's trying to learn. I think he's trying to learn the faction. As we know, he's pretty good on Betonia already. We know he can definitely play a mean High Elves and Wood Elves. By the way, in the grand finals, in the big tournament, after, like, once you get to top 4, it's probably going to be me versus Oishi. Oishi's kind of like the big boss of the semifinals. And then we have the grand finals, which I would say is probably going to be Scrambled Egg Special or Boss Toss. I haven't seen Boss Toss play a lot recently, actually. But yeah, I'm trying to mix it up. I feel like I need to learn how to play a proper gun build as Kislev. So naturally, I've gone for a gun build as Kislev. Redeem bicep curls. God dang it. It's arm and leg day every day. Oh, my legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh God. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. All right, I'm pumped. I'm ready. You guys are making sure I'm staying fit while I stream. Thank you. You can wait until after. It's too late. It's done. It's done. I deploy really fast anyways. Oh God. All right, here we go. Like I said, gun build. More. Only if you have Twitch points. Oh boy. All right. Bodybuilding career. So this is far from man-tied. He only has 8 units though. Ready, good luck, have fun. So if we did go for a Shredder of Lustria build, I have my wagons. They're pretty perfect for this situation. I got my Lordy. Good old Ice Witch with Miska. He went Mazda Solar Engines. Ancient Salamander, okay. So yeah, I didn't want to go with the single entity build because I felt like in this matchup, on this map specifically, I don't really want to have a lot of single entities. I feel like I would do way better with a normal range build because this map has so many choke points. So that's what we're sticking with. My little guns here getting some work in already. Whiffs his first shot, hell yeah. And then I just want to lightly capture this, but mostly fight for this point. His solar engine doesn't do that much damage to my guys, which is nice. It doesn't really have much to kill my ice witch. So she's just gonna YOLO right on in. It's Mastermundi with the net and apotheosis. Okay. It's totally fine by me. Lil Grom is a perfect tool here for the job. Just get a couple pot shots in on Mastermundi. Actually taking a little bit too much damage on my sleds. Not the biggest fan of that. Let's play it a little bit more safe with them so I don't lose DPS. Didn't lose a sled yet. That's a plus. And I do have Zargard versus Temple Guard. He actually has a lot of Temple Guard. I don't want to take that fight. It is slightly non-optimal. But yeah, I think we just shoot him up now, right? There's not that much he can really do to stop me from just getting a ton of range damage on him. He can't really skirmish with the Ancient Salamander either, which is pretty nice for me. And then yeah, if I just focus fire this thing, should be pretty screwed, right? Couple red cresteds are not a big deal for Zargard. They're amazing. So just park them over there. The Salamander's taking heat. Wondrous. I could get the kitty cat on it. Hawks of Miska on Temple Guard should be fine enough. His Temple Guard are taking a lot of damage too. I'll just shoot his skinks. I got my Supreme Cav here. They're pretty nice. You know what? Let's just overcast that. What does that even do? More missiles? Okay. Oh, god dang. He's kind of doing damage to my lord, though. That net, kind of painful. Run, little lord. Run. Oh, my god. Come on, lady. Alright, she's out of there. Almost with the lord throws, but she will live in the end. She will survive. With her spootiness. His Temple Guard have taken pretty massive damage, so I think my Zargard are ready to take on that fight. And then I'll just get the Patriarch in here. That should be good enough. Woo, he actually routed her off. God dang. It's fine. I got the Patriarch heals. We'll be fine. He's going for his big push now. Thankfully, I do have Zargard here. He just has a couple skink skirmishers trying to make sure that she does get chased off indeed. Little kitty cat's doing pretty well, and she does rally. Wondrous, wondrous. Patriarch's gonna be there soon. Takes a laser beam to the face, but that's okay. Come on, just charge him. There's the heal. Just as we wanted. Dang, those red cresses dealt a lot of damage. So I have to be a little bit wary of that. How is my damage on Mastermundi? Damage is kind of a toss-up right now. My Zargard are grinding really well. The Patriarch can probably get a little bit of work done. But, yeah, it's a little spooky. I'm gonna have to kill his range units. That's for sure. Patriarch can definitely just head on in there, though. And I'm just gonna play for the value trades. I think that's just what makes more sense here. A little bit of focus fire on these guys. Just a few Temple Guard. Do I want another one of these? Sure. Oh, I've had my little Grom shooting at Mastermundi this whole time. Has it been getting any value? Okay, a little bit. That's fine. That's fine. Patriarch is doing great. Okay. Lord has to be real careful, though. One snippety snipe and she's done for. Can't afford to let that happen. The Zargard are really good for this situation, at least. But yeah, she has to be wary. She's gotta be real wary. Otherwise, she gonna die, man. And the Pterodons are actually particularly strong versus her. So she's probably gonna get escorted off very soon. I do have a little bit of magic, and the little Grom did a good amount of damage to her. Patriarch can back up and give her some heals. That's good. As long as I value trade, I think I'm okay. Woo, okay, looks like she'll be fine. Patriarch lives, wondrous. Now we'll be able to secure this point. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Little Grom can kill off that ancient salamander now. We'll just take that bad boy out. Does have a lot of cav over here, but nothing we can't manage for now. Most of my range are doing fine. There's a little bit of a Mazda hit on my dudes, but it's okay. There's another Patriarch heal. Nice. Okay, and now I just go for the Lord Snipe, right? His stuff is in disarray now. They're in absolute disarray. So I should just be able to just get a clean snipe on Mazda and then it's over. If he goes down, there's basically nothing left here. He throws a net on my Lord though. But there you go, this is a second point capture. Patriarch's doing his best. Golden Spear Rider's kind of spooky. Really stacking up on my dudes there. On my Zargard. Zargard are doing pretty nice for themselves. And I just gotta kill Mazda. I got a lot of guns on him. He's looking pretty roughed up too. His spears are going down. Hell yeah, I can start capturing this point. And then with the Mazda kill, it should be super over for him. I don't really see how he comes back from a dead Lord. I just need one more hit on my Lord over here. We'll use the cav to block him. Come on, man. All right, looks like she's gonna have to evac. I can't survive a dead Lord either. We gotta be careful. Gotta be real careful with that. Ugh. All right, yeah, she's just gonna have to back up. God dang, man. Okay, Mazda lives. What a Chad. That's my Patriarch doing. He does have another heal for my Lord in a second. I will be able to capture the point. That's good. But god dang. Mazda living is kind of suck. That's kind of bad, man. What the crap? Yo, he self-healed real good, didn't he? Okay, I'm just gonna have to heal up my Lord. There you go. There's my Griffin Legion. Second capture point will be good for me. We've killed his Feral Cold Ones, thank goodness. Okay, now we kill Mazda Monday for realsies this time. Took me bloody ages, but he's 100% dead now. Raise it on Hunting Pack. We should just be able to snipe. Gotta make sure my Lord lives. Gotta make sure she lives no matter what. A snipe on her means that it's super Jover. Patriarch can get the work in. He's fine. Okay, there goes Feral Cold Ones. Come on, man. Come on, just kill him. Just kill the Mazdamundi. He's sacrificing a whole Razor Dawn Hunting Pack to keep him alive now. That's gotta be it, right? That has to be it. Come on. What an indestructible frog. What an absolutely indestructible frog, man. Okay, well, I charged his Feral Cold Ones. At the very least, my Lord lives. And he only has the few capture points. We de-summoned the Lol Grom, so I have super elite cav now. And yeah, okay, that thing's going down. All right, well, you know what? I'll take it. His Razor Dawns are here, but they're not too big of an issue. I have my super elite cav to kill his Sentinels. All right, Razor Dawns are dying. Hell yeah. All right. God, what a scrap though, man. What a scrap. The indestructible Mazdamundi is such a pain in the butt. Do I use a spell here? I don't think I do. It seems like a bad idea. He really wants to snipe my Lord, just like I really want to snipe his. Okay, so we did kill these guys off. That is Griffin Legion against Feral Cold Ones. They should be able to crush that fight. Okay. There we go. Yo, his Pox Sentinels are really killing it, aren't they? Alright. Just some Feral Cold Ones over there. That's not a big deal. Where are my sleds? They're kind of in the grind. That's not too pretty. But maybe we kill Mazdamundi now? Maybe we kill him now? Ah, crap. Miscast that. Whoopsie daisies. He's sending everything on the Ice Witch. Makes sense. Can we kill Mazdamundi though? We finally gets a big old cav charge on him. Really? My Lord shattered? What the crap? Alright, well I have more Griffin Legion at least. She's gone though. She has full shattered. But we killed Mazdamundi, so. Who's the fool now, son? Definitely not me. He has a couple temple guard over here I should be able to deal with. He sends in these guys. Okay, now it's over. Now it's definitely over. God dang though, that Mazdamundi control. I spent way too much time trying to hound him down. In the end, the range build on this map was still very powerful. So it wasn't too bad. But god dang, man. God dang. What a tussle. I wonder how my single entity build would have done here. That one's more questionable. This is Bastiladon's solar engine just grinding it out. I have loads of capture weight though. So I will soon be able to win with a simple double cap. And I have been value trading him for most of the game. So in the end, he is still a dead man. Despite all the shenanigans, despite the Lord kill, Kislev is indeed a very powerful faction. Who would have guessed? Man, I really thought we were going to kill Mazdamundi though with my Lord. He's so tanky. He is incredibly tanky, man. All right, I'll just charge that Carnosaur and get it killed. Shouldn't be much he can get done at this point. Sure, I'll just get some Streltsy. We got a nice old charge on the backs of those skinkies. He summoned some... Okay, yeah, some cavalry that were stealthed for a second. Kind of spooky. Can I trade into them with Griffin Legion? I guess we shall see. I do definitely win on a single cap. But yeah, we're gonna have to keep playing our heart out here. We can't afford to accidentally lose everything. I just gotta slow down his capture a bit, and then I win on 2 points. Then as long as he doesn't like retake anything, I should be fine. Much closer than I thought it was gonna be though. Much closer. I just had a really nice position though. He's never gonna jump my range with this temple guard. Thank goodness. All right, there we go. Woo! All right, double cap time. Okay, that's a solid charge. And then we'll just shut down his Razordons over yonder. So he did retake one of the points, but that's okay. I can think about resummoning my Lord soon or something. We'll see. Razordon Hunting Pack does pretty good damage versus my Cav. Gotta be wary. His little dino comes back too. But double cap is still very nice. Can he retake this point in time though? If he does, that would be really bad, right? So I gotta have something going over there to stall him out. Probably Cav though. Yeah, I can just retake this point. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. If he uses Cav to take this, we'll be okay. We killed his real cold ones. Hell yeah. Griffin Legion are some of the best cavalry in the game. You don't really gotta worry about them. Very nice. We have our guns here. Okay, all right, man. Charix is so spooky though, man. He's so spooky. Even when you have the lead, it still feels kind of sus. I think this map was very good for me though. All right, we'll get the D-summon. I have my guns coming on in here. They can start firing away. The Razordon Hunting Packs too. Very powerful unit indeed. He's scrapping it. But I believe he is dead. We both lost our lords. I really shouldn't have lost my lord. It's the bloodlust, man. Like, you start doing a bit of damage and it's like, man, maybe I can get that lord snipe right now. And then you go for the big dive. And then you get absolutely screwed over. Yeah, you can't be overzealous against someone like Charix. You get a little bit overzealous and then it's like you overextend. He starts up trading. A pretty firm triple cap though. We are maintaining the triple cap, which tells me that it probably could have been closer. It could have been a little bit closer. We ended up holding decently well. God dang, those Razordons though. Those Razordons, man, what are their value? 1,400? Good God. Good God, those Razordons. All right, I almost win on 1 point though. He lost his big dino. Hell yeah. This point, he probably shouldn't be able to capture it anytime soon. Guess I'll get Zargard here. They'll barely make it to the point on time, but why not? I think we won off the backs of the Griffin Legion. This would not be doable without the wondrous Griffin Legion. Oh man. God dang that Mazdamundi. That darn Mazdamundi, man. So spooky. What's he summoning? Some skink skirmishers? It's over though. We got that there, triple. Would not have guessed your lord would live and Mazda is going to get blasted. I guess that is a pretty rare occurrence. Kislev have some very tanky lords though compared to other lords in the game. The Ice Witch is pretty nice. Although I will say I do miss Mother Estankia a little bit. As memey as she is, Mother Estankia is... Actually, she's probably not a meme. Probably not a meme. Anyways, we're recapturing this one. And that's GG. Charix was unable to defeat the forces of Kislev, though he got really close in a matchup I consider to be quite favored for me. Kislev versus Lizardmen. Kislev wins. 2-0. You guys are used to me memeing. When we sweat it up, when we sweat lord it, we can get work done. The biggest value gain was my little Grom. The little Grom was amazing. Nerf Kislev. I wouldn't have considered Kislev to be a strong faction until recently. Dang, Zone had to drop out. So Fight Hour should be at 2 Swiss points then. Okay. Woo. Yeah, I can beat Charix when I have a favored matchup. I got a lot of shots on his Temple Guard with my ranged. That definitely helped me out. All right, let's progress the bracket real quick. Griffin Legion and Dragon Princes are the brothers of misleading names. Why is it misleading? What about it? Okay, so I'm up with Oishikun and Nacho Fur. We will now advance to Swiss. Goblins, round 3. All right, I'm up against Jacker Skins. We match down, hell yeah. All right. Should be pretty chill. Let's give him the invite. And my opponent appears to be playing the grand old Dowie. Yo, Dowie rematch. All right. Yo, I love playing versus Dowie. Dowie is just like a nice little box that you get to open up. Ben, it's we're either playing on Imperial Road or Crystal Lake. It's us way too close quarters for a Dowie game. Screw that. 3-1 incoming. Let's see here. I wonder, is he gonna go those the Goblin Hewers? Is he gonna take Goblin Hewers? I sure hope not. Did I save a Kislev versus Dwarf build? I did not. At this point, it's more of a tradition. Dragon Princes are not what they used to be, but a Dragon Prince used to be a mage on a dragon in units. Oh, huh. He bans Crystal Lake. We're playing on Imperial Road. It's a big ol' open map. We beat Dwarves last time we played on Imperial Road, though. The only thing I gotta worry about is like some cannon shenanigans that can be really annoying. Other than that, though, Dowie are fairly surmountable, I would say. Speed of Doom stack, quite possibly. I just need something that can actually, like, get into their box. I need something that can, yeah, get into the box, kill their artillery pieces and such, and we will be just fine. Yo, Dragon Princes being worse than just vanilla Cav is kind of sad. I can't believe Dragon Princes are worse than Demogryph Knights. Like, they're elves. They're elves on, like, epic steeds, and they're called Dragon Princes, man. How are they not OP? Battle Cats. I don't know how I feel about the Battle Cats. They kind of, man, ever since Snow Leopards lost their capture weight, they're kind of sad now. I don't know. Let's see here. So he might bring some lords. That'll be hard to kill. If you're playing against Dowie, you need at least a little bit of ranged. Without a little bit of range, it can take a little bit too long to kill everything. Other than that, though, you should be fine. Let's see here. Ooh, I can sub this out. That's pretty cool. And then what? Things in the wood are just good against dwarves. You'd be crazy not to take them. The question is a light war sled good versus Dowie? I think the bigger problem is Slayer spam. Slayer spam is what I personally am more worried about. So I'll probably tech for that. I think dervishes are not the way to kill Slayer spam either. I think I have a pretty solid strat though. This should be rather good. Nurgle into Dowie's the slowest and ugliest match. Have you seen Nurgle into Nurgle? It gets worse. But yeah, I have some really good tech here against dwarves that they should not be ready for. They're not too hard to pick apart. As long as you're on a big map. Like if I was playing on Itza, this would be way worse. I would say this matchup is probably just matchup dependent, I think. I would say most likely just matchup dependent. Yeah, I'm wondering how Charx's build would have done versus my single entities, by the by. What do you guys think? Do you think his Razordon and Mazdamundi net would be able to kill everything? Or do you think Mother Estankia would be able to crush it? He had a lot of Temple Guard, so it would be harder to just sit right on top of him. I think range builds would probably be stronger against what Charx bought in that match. How many sleds are allowed? 4? I think you can take 3 lightly armored sleds and 1 armored sled, I think. Alright. So you guys ready for the forbidden tech? The most forbidden of tech? Ambushers in the forest to shoot his artillery pieces. Ready? Good luck, have fun. So if he goes hard on the artillery, I can use these guys to just shoot him up. Same with Slayers. These ambushers are amazing for that, and he's never gonna catch them. If he tries to chase the ambushers, they're just gonna get killed by the single entities and cavalry. Only miners could really get here. And I got so much cav and things in the woods. So I think we'll be goodies. He went for a... Okay, yeah, so he did go for cannons. Good to see, good to see. So I just want to be a little sneaky over here. I'm not too worried about gyrocopters, by the way, because I have so much missile resist. Though I guess these guys may have to worry about them. Kind of questionable. I'll want to stay away from the cannon piece. He's keeping it fairly safe with Longbeards and has Belagar with 2 Master Engineers. Otherwise, very little ranged. So, I think we probably want our guns today. Whoop. Little dodging. Just a little dodging. Sneaky beaky. Coming on in. There's our second capture. Did he summon another cannon? No, he's playing very defensively with them. Good to see, good to see. Asenkia has free heals. Even though they don't heal very much. Should help out. Yeah, and there's his Slayers. So he summoned some Dragonback Slayers. We shouldn't be able to get too much work done here. And then if I just kind of threaten his back line, I think we'll be goodies. These ambushers are going to get hella value, man. If he doesn't see them coming, they are going to delete his Slayers or his artillery piece. And then this should more or less be over, I think. A lot of it's going to come down to how well I can kill his range units here. There we go. I just got to get a little bit closer. Hold fire, and then I'll be good to go. Then it's just dealing with whatever else he decides to summon on in. But yeah, it's time to pull the trigger. Now the firing has commenced. So what's he going to do with his Slayers, right? What's the plan here? They're going to try and jump them. Okay. I have some support cav coming in, though. Can I kill that artillery piece fast enough? That's the real question. The answer is no. The answer is a mighty no. Good to know, good to know. There's the gyrocopters, okay. Looks like I'll probably be able to kill him. I'm gonna have to sack some cav on him, though. We are going to get our speed buff now. And then a little knockdown on these Thunderers. Here we go. Mother Stankia can get her shot off on these guys. I do have some cav finally rolling into the back now. Mother Stankia does not have her missile resistibility on them, though. Come on, Big Bear, get him. Okay, I should be fine. So his Slayers are going to catch one of the ambushers, but only one. He has a lot of slows, but he's definitely losing his range units now. So I should be mostly fine. The gyrocopter is not super duper scary, and the ambushers, yeah, they will be able to escape. So that's not too bad. Mother Stankia has her sick abilities. Let's get a heal off. Goodbye, cavalry. So I want to make sure that they never come back. But just hammering them as hard as possible. Belagar shouldn't really be able to help this situation either. There we go, and we still have our range units here. This little dwarf warrior shouldn't be able to do much. Nice. And then we bail. Then we absolutely bail from all of this spooky Slayer action that I don't want to deal with. And then I can start picking him off, because he doesn't really have a lot of range. His gyrocopter does essentially nothing here. That should be no issue. Thing in the woods coming on in hot. Yeah. All right, that's pretty nice. Here come the gyros. But I should be able to resecure this point fairly quickly. Looks like we did manage to escape fairly well. Yeah, the ambushers are a really nice tech piece for Sadawi. Very nice tech piece indeed. There you go. Thing in the woods are in there. Value trading wise, we are technically down, but I have a lot of healing, so shouldn't be too bad. There we go. There's a route. Oh, I wasn't able to capture it. Come on, man. All right, well, I'll capture when I bring in the single entities at least. More range units and a speed boost and a heal. That should patch up my guys fairly well. Astankia is gonna use her her bear thingy-majig. I don't know what it's called. We're just calling it the bear thing. Very nice. I do have my guns here. And yeah, his gyrocopters just really suck against us, don't they? They're the steam gyros, which is hurting them quite a lot. With my range units on the Slayers and his dwarf warriors dead, I should be totally fine. Sure, he has the Grim Delvers here, but they're about to get mega charged. Very good. His Slayers still aren't doing too much. My ambushers are on the run, though. That kind of sucks. But, yeah, that's another Wondrous Route. We're just playing full disruption of his lines. There you go. Grim Delvers are super dead. He summons the Goblobbers? That's crazy, man. Well, we can't be having that. I'm definitely just gonna speed boost my way straight through these miners then. Get the thing in the woods to handle these Longbeards. That's pretty chill. And that is a very expensive artillery piece dead. You can see how damaging that speed boost can be, by the way. Just deleted those poor miners. They are absolutely gone. Perfect time for a heal since we're blobbing it right now. Looks like this Dwarf Warrior is taking a bit of heat. He does have a double cap, but he just lost so much value with that. And I got so much healing over here. He's dead, man. He's super dead. I can capture his back point. He has no defenses for it. And yeah, this is a problem with dwarves on these big maps. They can get pulled apart rather easily. Once their formations start going down, it's pretty nice. I guess he technically does have some Slayers here that speed boost this. He has some Dwarf Warriors here on the far point capturing my stuff. Nothing a unit of things in the wood can't deal with. Even the Slayers are not that scary against my single entity maxing. There we go. Belagar's taking some heat. I gotta make sure he doesn't capture that point, though. Otherwise, it will get closer. It will become a closer match than I want it to be. Do I have my bear ability? I do. So Stankia can chuck that one out. There you go. Belagar's dying. There go the Longbeards. There go these dudes. All right. I have all the time in the world, man. We'll be fine. Asenkia's not going to die to range attack. She's too good. And man, that bear ability, man. 140 kills. Hell yeah. There's the back point capture. That's going to make life a little bit more difficult for him. I have another heal too, which is amazing. And now we're definitely pulling back on Valley. I foresee this will be a rather difficult game for my opponent to win. Purely off the back of... Number one, we have so much mobility. Number two, he can't really kill my single entities. And the Valley's not accurate because I have so much healing. There we go. And we're in. No more artillery pieces is nice. Astankia with her ranged attack. Whiffs, unfortunately. How's my Vigor? Vigor is doing really well. Good to see. I think I'll mash up on these guys and then use my heal. There's no point using the heal right now when we can get more value a bit later. So we'll play for that. Dang, things in the wood, man. Saving the dwarf matchup. There we go. And then I just kill this guy. He should go down pretty easily. Ambushers are in to kill off his stuff. And there's the mega heal on the Streltsy to just patch him up a tiny bit. There we go. And then if I kill Belagar, it's over, man. This guy's got no more leadership. We win on 2 points. Wondrous. And indeed, the gyrocopters were not enough. A lot of people mentioned if I was worried about the Dowie Air Force, but you can really tell just how little damage they're doing, right? Dowie Air Force just doesn't have the deeps compared to this like super mobile goon squad. This game is called Need for Speed. Dude, Overcast Forbidden Fens, man. It actually is the forbidden tech of Kislev. Alright, solid route. We have the point on lockdown. Grom is getting massacred. I mean, Grom. Have I been calling him Grom this whole time? Belagar. Belagar is getting murdered, not Grom. What would really put fear into me? Giant Slayers? Absolutely not. I haven't actually been facing the Slayers much. Yeah, this one only has 800 value. This one only has 600 value. And you're telling me he's gonna spend even more money on Slayers that can't even block missiles? It's like the easiest thing ever. It's the easiest thing I've ever heard. Minus blasting charge is not a big deal, especially when you have speed boosted Griffin Legion on them. Annihilation Nation on those guys. Quarter HP down. Hell yeah. Remember, Fens will also buff my armor. As long as we're on high leadership, I get to maintain my high armor boost. This is a heal. It's not a very effective heal when you overcast it, but it's decent enough, man. It's good enough. And yeah, Slayers generally have a hard time versus high DPS, so that's why we're not too worried. Honestly, I feel like this build genuinely flips the matchup. I feel like this matchup is normally really bad for Kislev, but because we can single entity max, it's like way better now. Unless it was good before, but like I don't think Kislev had the firepower to kill dwarves quickly. Unless it's like their cav just really crush it or something, I don't know. Anyone know if this matchup is usually bad for Kislev? I'll check on the stat tracker for Total Tavern at some point. We're just ignoring his gyrocopters. Have they gotten any value? Oh, they actually have. 1800's rather high. All right, I stand corrected. Speed boost it. I can counter his slows with Forbidden Fens. Only kind of though. Still 45 speed. Yeah, the cav, I think the cav might have carried before anyways. Plus you did have things in the woods. So maybe a gun build from Kislev would have done well. I'll check the stats. Kislev cav carries the matchup. I see. I will say the fact that you can Winged Lancer or Griffin Legion charge dwarf slayers and actually kill them is insanity. There's a triple cap. And that means it's basically over. No fear. Let's get another heal off. Why not? Yeah, the heals, it's, you know, it gives a little bit of vigor. I guess the vigor is not bad for it. You remember people in the Total Tavern Discord Kislev strat channel hating the matchup? Well, here's the secret sauce then. That perfect vigor going pretty well for these long grindy engagements. There's another blasting charge unit over there, but it's pretty over, man. It's pretty over. I'll check the stats. Kislev. They have a 50% win rate versus dwarves. I'm like the only one playing against dwarves as Kislev, it seems. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, this season there's like no games played. It's kind of funny. Glorious Charge is, yeah, Glorious Charge is insane. Massive leadership debuff. What's he doing? He's bringing some Thunderers in, okay. But yeah, it's super over. The power of Kislev. I'm definitely gonna play Kislev in the tournament. I will need to learn some other factions though, in case they just straight up ban Kislev. But they gotta ban Beastmen or Slaanesh. One of my main superpowers is having no shame, so I will happily play the strongest factions. And yeah, they'll probably want to ban Beastmen because I think my Beastmen is stronger than my Kislev, just because the faction is so good. GG's. Yeah, yo, this was a great one. The heals on the Patriarch, if you could see the value that the healing has given, that would be so sick, because he has gone absurd value, man. Absolutely absurd value. And that's the third win of the day. We beat Charix, we beat dwarves. These frostworms were unable to be killed. The ambushers were okay. I don't think they're like the be-all end-all in this matchup, but they're definitely nice against a variety of builds, and they can bait units into chasing them. But yeah, they're just solid. They're just solid. Cav is amazing here. My range did pretty good. Good stuff. GG, well played. That's a solid. Now the Kislev versus Dwarf win rate is positive because of me. Hell yeah. Let's see. So it's Kislev versus Dwarves. Kislev wins. Yo, easy win today. Try the missile buff from Haglore. It's not very good. just by looking at it, it's pretty garbage. Which one was it? Yeah, reload skill and like what, 25% more damage for 8 winds of magic, bro. It's better than flaming sword, I'll give you that, but like, how often are you able to get multiple shots off with your range units? I would say it's probably fine in campaign though. Like, this is a fine campaign buff. Time to get him ripped. Oh god. All right, here we go. Sweater's coming off. It's time to get ripped. Oh boy, while we wait for the next match. I will say, you guys have successfully gotten my my legs very sore. Navigator. Dang, Navigator has not been doing too well. 2 losses and his opponent dropped. God dang. Well, he's supposed to have a Swiss point, so I'll give him that. 1, 2, 3. Oh god. Five sets of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's 2 sets. Oh god. Oh god. Playing while extremely tired. There we go. Just 3 more sets. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, 1 more, and then we're on the curls. Oishi's still playing. Charix is still playing. Oh god. Here we go. 1. Oh jeez. 2. All right, we're good. Second wind. I caught my second wind. I feel powerful again. All right. 1, 2, 3. I'll do it slower for you guys. 4, 5. How would you beat your Kislev build with any faction? You need kite. You need some sort of skirmishing power. Otherwise, they'll probably win every melee fight. Though you can take... Oh god, you can take some single entities. You want like a couple single entities. And most importantly, you want monstrous infantry. Monstrous infantry slow them down a lot. And they don't kill them very fast. Because they rely on impact damage. So like vampire counts would just run crypt horrors. And then they'd be fine. Oh god, alright, that should be 15. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Who takes skirmish cav versus all of Kislev's shooting? That's the point. It's just like Vampire Coast back in the day. When Vampire Coast had actually good sirens, you have to take anti-armor. You have to take anti-light for the zombie spam. And you need magic damage for sirens. It was the triple threat of Vampire Coast. Way back. Thanks for the hydrate, by the way. Ugh. But yeah. You know, and then like at most you can only counter 2 builds. So Vampire Coast, if played correctly, you can go really hard on one of those fronts. And people might not be ready for it. With Kislev, it's kind of similar. You can go kite, you can go single entity max, or you can go shooting. Pick 2 that you want to not die against. It's pretty good. Wood Elves can be a counter to your Kislev build? Probably. They have nets, but the missile resist is quite high. 45% missile resist frost worms, and there's 2 of them. Wood Elf arrows are actually fairly easy to dodge too. And you have a lot of cav. Like, here's the thing about Wood Elves. Kislev deletes them with their cavalry. Like, Griffin Legion win any fight against light cav. They're so good they even uptrade into Centigores. which is like fairly unheard of, right? Centaurs are generally regarded to be some of the best cavalry in the game. Ironically, I actually had all the tools to counter your build. Well, I don't think you suck, man. I think your tools suck. Look, you can have a styrofoam hammer and say you have a hammer, but it's not going to hammer nails, right? This is a problem with Skaven. And the problem that I see a lot of people run into, they think tools, they think just because it looks like a hammer, that it acts like a hammer. No, no, this is garbage. This is also garbage. It's all garbage. If they were actually useful, like any other, you know, if these were troll hammers, and this was like, you know, Net of Amantalk or whatever, right? It'd be so much better. It would be so much better, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think this Skaven roster sucks, man. I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. I feel like you do so much better with like Gun Kislev builds or something. Though I know you like Skaven. Hello, and to see my first time being here, and I noticed that no one is playing Wood Elves. Is it true? And if yes, why? Wood Elves are a very particular faction. You do have to kind of know how to play them correctly, otherwise things will go wrong. And a lot of people just don't really like how the faction plays. And the handful of people that do like to play Wood Elves, like let's say Charix and Attack Speed Enjoyer, they already know they can win tournaments with Wood Elves. So they're playing with other factions to get practice in. And that's why we don't see any of them. Outer Region's playing them today? Oh, really? Okay, never mind. We do have Wood Elves. Outer Region. Yeah, they're playing Wood Elves. Okay. I will say, usually you do see like one Wood Elf player. Redeem the Hydrate. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you use one Warp Grinder in the Blob and you got a lot of value versus the Cav. Their damage is actually pretty nice once you stack up. It doesn't do damage to single entities though, right? Strong versus multiple combatants. I don't think it does well versus single entities. At least I don't think so. And anyways, they don't protect your guns. Not well enough anyways. Do you think Skaven suffer because they're supposed to be a horde faction? No. No. It's not that elaborate. Skaven suffer because someone has to suffer. When CA has to balance 24 factions. And most companies can't even balance 3 factions. Like, let's look at StarCraft, man. StarCraft has 3 factions, lots of balance updates, and people will complain, right, about one being weaker than the other. At least they're all playable, so like that's fine. But like, CA does not have a big multiplayer team working on this. And it's 24 factions, and units are just gonna go under the radar. And Skaven have just been getting the short end of the stick for a little while. Tis all, tis all. It's rubbish damage to single entities, but a Rattling Gun can 2-shot a tanky lord. If it's not with Mother Estankia. The 50% missile resist is kind of crazy. I can kind of see it though, like, you know, one misplay and your lord's dead. But like, generally, I feel like the Rattling Gunners are pretty easy to dive in on. StarCraft 2 is a horrible example, considering all factions in StarCraft 2 have won tournaments. So StarCraft 2, I think, is a good example because people are always going to feel like things are unbalanced. Right? Like, I think right now the Ultralisk is seen as pretty janky, at least for, I think for a while, the Ultralisk is like, you know, people are like, what is this unit, right? Like Thor's, it's like, oh, you only use this for like Broodlords, right? You know, people will feel that way. Like, you could say Skaven, you know, you could probably get a Skaven win in like some tournaments. But like, in terms of overall representation, most of the factions have actually won tournaments too, even Tzeentch. But anyways, like, I think the feeling will always be there. And then actual balance wise, I guess it is true that like StarCraft is pretty well tuned up. I guess you could use Warcraft 3 with 4 factions. There's better examples, I'll give you that. Yeah, Protoss has been pretty behind too, right? Like, it's not perfect, you know? So if there's even a smidge of error in a hardcore multiplayer game like StarCraft, imagine how difficult it would be to balance out a game like Warhammer. Impossible. Although, see, it could do pretty well because the Warhammer scene isn't as hardcore, so people don't go super hard on the meta as much. I think if the Warhammer had like $1 million prize pools, people would totally just run the same factions every single game. So, you know, the bar is higher for the balance team in StarCraft. Because, like, you know, there's people having fun here, right? There's people playing, like, Lizardmen or what have you. Otherwise, like, 100%, it would just be, like, Slaanesh Beastmen, right? People would only play Slaanesh and Beastmen in tournaments. In single-faction tournaments if they really wanted to win. And then, like, that's it, right? They're just in a whole class of their own. Let's say they're both banned, all right? It could be, like, Vampire accounts next, or... who knows, right? There's like a bunch of just hidden texts lying around that can make factions OP. What if it's Bretonia? Who knows? Can you host a true single faction tournament? Everyone is forced to play Skaven. I've thought about hosting tournaments that are exclusive to some factions, but there is an issue where some people don't have the DLC for yeah, they don't have DLCs for all the factions. So I think you would see way fewer signups because of that. And also because people don't want to play Skaven. Oishi! We're up against Oishi. Let's go. Yo, it's so nice not having to check the Swiss points and sweating that I might not make it to semifinals. It's so nice. Just being able to chill for once, you know? And just play the games and hang out with chat, man. It's so much more chill than playing with freaking Red Olgor, man. His name is even silly, man. It's like Red Olgor, bro. The thing that makes him unique is he's red in a faction that is in Khorne, where literally everyone's red. That's like if I called myself Human Anticity. What a guy. And he can't hit anything. Where's Oishi at? Khorne. He's playing Khorne. We won. Okay, don't get overconfident. I gotta pretend this is a tournament. All right. And I'm not allowed to get overconfident. Because what if I'm in the tournament and we lose Kislev into Khorne, right? That would be dumb. That would be big stupid. So screw that business. We're gonna go hardcore and make sure we do it right. Ban Celestial. All right. GG, well played. That's a really good point. Are you talking to someone else or me? It'd be cool if CA released a DLC that unlocks all factions only for multiplayer battles. That would be pretty sick. How expensive would they need to make it? You know, it would be a pretty big boon to multiplayer if they made all the factions open. Because, like, most of the content is in, most of it is in campaign, right? And, like, it's not like you can't use the units in campaign through, like, allied recruitment and stuff. They're pretty loose with what you can do. But in multiplayer, it's like, nope. Kind of makes it really expensive to go into, like, the multiplayer scene super hard. Because, like, if you're buying all the DLC so you have access to everything, kind of sucks. Don't throw your lore. Cheers. Thank you. Honestly, I needed that. He wants to play Altar. Okay. This is the map I won against Khorne earlier. In theory, this should be the easiest fight of my life. As long as I do not mega goof it, I really shouldn't have too many issues. Despite that, we probably will still have issues. But we'll see. We'll see. I got some good tech here. I got some good tech. Hell yeah. I want one of these. Let's see here. Is this useful? You know, it's actually not that bad. Sure, I'll take it. Yeah, how bad can Khorne be into Kislev? This should be easy, right? Gotta go. All right, peace out, Corsair. Good luck. Redeem to hydrate. Cheers. What's the next DLC gonna be? Well, we know it's gonna be Slaanesh. They showed off some cool Slaanesh units, which means it'll probably also include one of the elf factions, Dark Elves or High Elves. And then after that, who knows? Can we get a Norska? Can we get Norska love? They need more than 2 legendary lords, man. What a poor faction. Poor Norska, man. Let's see. What do I want versus the Khorne? Khorne is generally speaking, not too hard to deal with. Now, I'm sure Oishi has some crazy strats here. But it really shouldn't be that bad. It's gonna end up being bad. Because he's good. But I swear, alright, just trust me when I say that this should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Especially if I'm tryharding, right? I'm tryharding. Yeah, this should be so chill. Should be so chill. I'm praying for a cool High Elf update. Dude, High Elves could use it, man. It'd be pretty sick. So we know he has Minotaurs. We know he has infantry spam. All of that is pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy, right? You know, no one's gonna have their minds blown if he takes a bunch of infantry. So, like, what can he bring? What can Oishi bring that would give me any amount of pause? Because, like, the horse skirmishers are pretty easy to kill. There's like a million different things Kislev can do to take them out. Khorne Gores are pretty easily routable with Kislev. Kislev has like 3 different options to route them off before their unbreakable triggers. And without their unbreakable, they're pretty useless. So I'm not worried about that. Like, is he just gonna spam shielded infantry? Like, we know that's also not particularly spooky here. Single entity should also have a hard time. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. But I'm sure Oishi will have some sort of forbidden tech that that screws us over here. Soul grinders. He's gonna run soul grinders. He's gonna run a max mobility build at the start of the game and rush me down and kill everything. That would actually be kind of jokes, man. I would kind of welcome something that is as unhinged as that, but I think I'm ready for that too. Honestly, my eyes are open. Show me, Oishi. Show me that Khorne has teeth, blood trolls, skull cannons. Heavy war sleds against Khorne. Dude, yeah, like, Khorne sucks against Kite. I've said it so many times. But I've never had a game where we get bogged down by infantry just because they're too expensive. You hope we see me on Warcraft 3 at some point. I was thinking of playing Warcraft 3 this week, but actually because Turin's Grand Finals is coming up, I'll probably keep doing Grand Finals practice until the weekend. Then I'm busy on Sunday. Maybe Monday Warcraft 3? Or maybe like a post-stream Warcraft 3? Like, I want to play it too, it's just... It's time, it's always time. Ready, good luck, have fun. It's a Kite build, he has 9 units, should be pretty easy. All that. Here we go. Mass warrior halberds. They die to the... They die hard to the chariots. Like any elite infantry just dies to the chariots. Presumably. If he goes for a fat rush, maybe. I do have my Kislev warriors. Yeah, I got my Kislev warriors. So we went triple Mino and Marauders. Yeah, okay. So his skull cannon has no targets. I should just be able to kill him. I don't need to spam Kislevite warriors. With this many Minotaurs, I just need Macav and a fat surround, and it will be totally okay. So I want to get skirmishing as fast as possible, so my single entities will go for this capture. And then it's Griffin Legion maxing. It's just, yeah, we're just gonna only take cavalry for the rest of the game. You know, I could actually... He doesn't really have a lot to catch my guys. So this is a perfect opportunity to go for my horse archers, as they are going to be getting a lot of value. Unless he has, like, you know, a bunch of spooky things. Like Furies, but I do still have my Cav unit over here. By the way, Hawks of Miska is really hype. I brought Swiftwing. I'm now in love with the speed buffs that you can get. So I've gone ahead and taken it. Oh, crap, I forgot he has that. Well, I'm sure it's fine. My skirmishers should still be able to get value. Okay, I kind of hard counted myself there for a second. So, okay, interesting. He's playing the slow game. Right, and he's basically just saying, you know what? I'm just gonna tank you long enough and I'll be fine. Right, what are you gonna do if I just sit around and mass up 1,000,000 units? And my answer to that is probably triple cap. Because I have the skirmishers here, a triple cap should be fairly easy to take. My sleds can be extremely aggressive here and just kind of march directly onto that thing. There is the capture. Those are Marauders of Khorne. They're pretty sucky. And yeah, it's looking pretty sus already. Couple Marauders of Khorne getting battered and bruised. A single entities are captured at this point. You see how powerless Khorne is? See how powerless they are in this situation? It feels bad, and it should. It is bad, and they should feel bad. He's trying to weather the storm, but already killed his Marauders, and he's triple capped, bro. So now he pulls the trigger. So he wants to capture this point now. But yeah, my skirms are gonna be getting value here. I can heal the wagon if I really want to. I think I will, just to maintain entity count. Here we go. Only healed 3, whoopsie daisies. Anyways, we got this guy. And I can start using my mobility here to just surround his boys. Skull Taker's gonna take a little bit deeps. I can stall him from capturing by just kind of chilling there. That should be fine. And then here comes the big charge. This is Griffin Legion. So they have a crazy charge that will reduce leadership by 1,000,000. By just front charging them. Should be able to get a terror out, I think. Actually, yeah, he does hold. I will need a rear charge then. Kind of unfortunate there. That's oopsie daisies on my part. I do get the route though. So a Khorne Gore unit for a Griffin Legion. I think that's acceptable. It's acceptable. It's not the best thing in the world, but we do get them out of there. Yeah, they should be gone. There's another terror route. Hell yeah. There's the kiting over there. What do I want? I want to take my time with this. It's all about that value trade. We're really going to take our time here. Hawks of Miska is fairly good for this situation. And yeah, I have no rush, right? He has like no victory tickets. So I can just kind of chill, I think. Probably capture this point over here. Chase off his Khorne Gores, you know, get another one of these. This is the you have no fun. This is the no fun for you build for Khorne. These guys are shooting a lot, so you do actually want to get that vigor restore on them. His Hellforge Bellows is taking pretty massive damage now, so he won't be able to get value off of it by desummoning. That's quite nice. There go his Khorne Gores. There's the capture. I do have a Hawks of Miska I can chuck out too. Remember? Yeah, there you go. Big old fat surround here. I can take my time. Take my time with this. Skull Taker's in there though. And yeah, I'm gonna have to pull back from here. He did triple cap me. That's a little unfortunate. He has a couple Furies in here. Okay. If I can kill off his Minotaurs on this flank and get the point though, I think I'll still be fine. I have a little kitty cat we can summon on him. Just gotta not lose my Lord, right? Just gotta not lose her and we'll be fine. There you go. There's the fat surround and hopefully a terror route. Kitty cat's doing fine. Guns are doing good. Yeah, and then I just blob up here and heal. A double cap is entirely manageable for us. We welcome the double cap even. Lord's over here. She has Hawks of Miska, so she can just delete the Furies. Is it even needed though? I might as well just get the job done sooner rather than later. It doesn't friendly fire, which makes it exceptional for situations like this. That should get him dead. And then I'll get another Cav unit. Goodbye, Furies. All right, they are crumbling down. So I just want to get that disengage, and I just want the fattest heal you can possibly imagine. We'll get the ultra fat heal here with our Patriarch. A vigor buff on all of these guys. Patriarch does have a really nice vigor buff, I must say. We got a little bit of Cav here, which is cleaning up this mess. And then you can heal as many units as you want heal. Incoming. I gotta be careful that I don't play too hard on the value. Time is of the essence. But that heal should do fairly well for me. And then I can start capturing this point over here. I don't think you'll be able to retake this one. The sleds are fine. He'll just go over here. He has a Marauder of Khorne unit. Totally fine by me. I do have another Hawks of Miska that I can check out soon on him. I do have my little Frost Worm over here. Once we get to a more open space, I'll be fine. I do want to hunker down on this point though, so I will just get my infantry here finally. Okay, he's really making use of his forests. Looks like I may kill that Bellows though. That would be good. And then a recapture here is fine. Double cap, we actually do win on a double cap, so I think that's goodies. And we'll just send our boys there. The sleds can plow into these guys as I hit them with the Hawks of Miska. That should just be a full route, I believe. That's a point capture. There goes his very annoying artillery piece that has been annoying me for the past 8 minutes. Give them the speed boost. Get those chariots out of there. All right, nice. And then we can just run cleanup crew over there. Frostworm's doing pretty good versus these warriors. All right, there's the capture. So the question is to use the chariots as a clearing tool or to not use them as a clearing tool. That is the question. I don't have that many dudes left though, so I think I am just gonna use them as clearing. They're gonna take a while to actually kill, so in the meantime, I'm just gonna cleave through his infantry here. That should be rather nice. Khorne gores are gonna get charged in the back, so they should go down. And yeah, you see these chariots distracting his minotaurs, which is gonna be rather painful. His bloodletters just got deleted. These marauders should go down. Hopefully I can kill off those Khorne gores soon. Yeah, look at that capture weight hold, man. Chariots are sick. There goes another marauder unit. Hell yeah. And then can I get a terror out on those Khorne gores? Khorne gores, the secret to beating them is to just terror out them. Khorne gores do really suck. Ooh, that's gonna be a crazy Hawks of Miska, man. It's gonna be a crazy Hawks of Miska. Oh god, the humanity. Oh, there go his Furies. But yeah, as long as you're not making them unbreakable, life's pretty chill. There you go. And you see, by playing it safe, by taking my time, we're goodies. Khorne doesn't have the oomph. Khorne just doesn't really have the oomph to stop us here. Oh, that doesn't take 1 second. It takes 3 seconds to cast. Still, though, my chariots do half damage on the Khorne gores. That does mean that their passive is going to trigger. But such is life. I'll just disengage from them. My chariots may go down now. Worst case scenario, I can resummon them. And we've actually done so well. I've run out of units to summon. Truly a testament to the power of Kislev. Can I fight these guys in the forest? A little risky, I know, but I do have a Patriarch heal and a Vigor buff. So I should just be able to patch that up very soon. I also have the Frostworm. Fighting Minotaurs in the forest is ill-advised usually. But come on, look at that heal and Vigor buff, man. All my guys are fully max Vigored again. Come on, man, it's too hyped to pass up. Anything else to summon? I got nothing. Shake my head, you didn't even YOLO your lord once. Let's see here. This should be a nice charge. Yeah, Khorne gets bullied, man. That's why I don't like playing Khorne. He gets bullied so hard. Look at this poor guy. Look at this. Get a Hawks of Miska on him. Get a full surround here on his Minotaurs. They have nothing with like high staying power, and they don't have anything that's cheap enough usually. Khorne is really good against people who don't have the chops for kite though, right? Like you have to play this very particularly. You know, one bad engagement and it's just super over. So like I think Khorne's like a really good pub stomper faction. But in like, you know, against like Wood Elves or like, you know, Kislev and the like, even Bretonia, it's too painful, man. It's too painful. He just got cleaned up. He only has 800 tickets. Yeah, and if Khorne had a lot of like 300 gold infantry that was way cheaper, they would be way more terrifying. Like Beastmen can spam Ungors and do well there. Khorne doesn't have such a liberties. This Vigor buff, by the way, is so good for kite builds. It's insane. Just yeah, just army-wide perfect Vigor. I swear, this guy over here, he's the blob master. He basically gives an armor buff. It's so nice. I'll say his Minotaurs are kind of holding up. Yo, do the Furies die to my chariots though? The ultimate BM, the thing they were supposed to counter, just charging into them. Yeah, there go those guys. Yeah, we can just sit in the blob now. We win on a single cap. It's not much you can do. And Hawks of Miska is too good against Furies. If I had to run a Stankia, she would be way worse in this build, by the way. But because we're tryharding, I get to run, like, superior lords for the situation. Hawks of Miska is a demon killer. They take so much damage when they crumble. And this gives minus 16 leadership, bro. Minus 16 leadership. It's crazy. Do I need anything else? Probably not. Now, I was never able to kill the Skull Taker this game. The Skull Taker was indeed able to weather the storm, but everyone else around him is dead. If I decided to take a fight against him, it probably would have been a bad idea. Now, when I have like 2 Frost Worms with anti-large and sleds focusing him, sure, he'll take a bit of damage, but that's gonna be GG. Khorne, people. His cannon did not get value, even despite me summoning in these skirmishers. They did pay for themselves. As strong as this is, only one of them is not a good enough anti-kite tool. His Minotaurs did get some value, but I kind of fed them towards the end of the game. And his Furies were okay. The Khorne Gorers were also okay, but value trading's just too high. Kislev is a terror bomb faction. Yeah, look at that. 500 on the costs. Kislevite warriors, hell yeah. Yo, this is a stomp, man. Kislev is absolutely my faction. I think I'm gonna main him hard. They feel like exactly my playstyle, man. In the same way that Bretonia matches Charix very well. Yeah, if Khorne had better cav, it'd be nice. 15 squats again. Well, I did need to build some muscle. Okay, so Turin should have 1 Swiss point. I'll give him that, and then I'll do the squats. 3 sets of 5. Should be easy. Where do greenskins sit right now? Fairly low. They don't have any of that special sauce that makes a faction good. Victory workout. Yo, I am gonna have the most ripped legs in the world. Alright, soon I'll do weighted squats once it becomes too easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relationship with Vampire Coast ended. Kislev is my friend now. Kislev is unbreakable like Vampire Coast. They got guns like Vampire Coast. They got some single entities like Vampire Coast. And they even have cavalry. All they need are bomber mobs. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Kislev King doesn't roll off the tongue as well, I must say. It's not, doesn't sound as epic. Okay, 2 more matches and then top 4 time. 2. What kind of buff do you think High Elves need to get good in multiplayer? Armor-piercing infantry buffs. So right now, High Elves can't win an infantry fight even if they tried. Did I miss a squat? Sword Masters of Hoeth? Oh god. What is that, 45 squats now? Yeah, so the thing is, factions need to have different play styles or they're gonna get hard countered. You saw this with Slaanesh before they got armor. You can just get abused. If you're as High Elves, right, and you're like, I know they're gonna spam mid-tier infantry. I am hacking the game and I can literally see their army and it's like 5 Forsaken, right? You may think that Sword Masters are a good option for that. But like I said, if it looks like a hammer, but it's made out of styrofoam, it's not gonna help you. So even though they have anti-infantry, 84 HP per entity means that they get deleted by magic. They're not good. White Lions, 75 HP per entity. They get deleted by magic, they lose their martial powers, they die instantly. Also not good. Yeah, also pretty bad. So all high elves need is a buff to sword masters and white lions, and suddenly you can't take mid-tier infantry without keeping in the back of your mind that maybe they're gonna run sword masters and kill them all. Because even Cathay can run Celestial Dragon Guard on the cheap. They're very tanky. 84, but you also have some spells that can save them. They're still a little bit on the weaker side, which is why Cathay isn't that good, but like, even this unit is fairly nice. You save a lot of money on them. They got shields, right? They got the armor piercing, anti-large, and the harmony bonuses so they don't rout. They also don't get weaker when they get low on HP. But yeah, you know, just having the option for elite infantry is what high elves need right now. Because as it stands, people can just spam mid-tier infantry, kill all of their spears, and then their archer lines die. Or then they can send Cav into the back line and kill the skirmishers. Yeah. Khorne doesn't have magic. Well, that's the other problem. These guys are... How do these guys compare to... let me see. So let's say you're facing Khorne, right? And they bring Exalted Bloodletters. Exalted Bloodletters have more HP, physical resist, more melee attack, and more charge bonus, along with Hellblade, and they cause fear. This guy has Martial Mastery, plus 12 melee defense, plus 8 melee attack. Now remember, Khorne does have the Spear of Sleipnir, but it's pretty bad, man. Exalted Bloodletters are like, they're even faster, so they can outmaneuver them. They're gonna do way more damage on the charge. They're gonna do way more damage in general. You're gonna rout them off with their fear. Technically, they have less armor, I guess, but like, yeah. And this isn't even like the best Khorne unit, right? Imagine Wrathmongers into the high elf sword masters. Oh god. Oh, my legs. They're meant to be individually very powerful with very high stats but low entity number. Should sword masters be like Wrathmongers? Just make them 32 entities. Okay, well, let's say Khorne just has Forsaken, right? Let's say they just have Forsaken. What are your options as high elves, right? If they only have Forsaken, sword masters are also pretty expensive, right? So you're looking at a 33 speed unit. That's just a separate issue against a 46. So they can be ignored. And also, you're not always facing Khorne. If you want high elves specifically to be better versus the Khorne matchup, well, like, you probably can't. Well, the sword masters still have to be able to beat everything but a Wrathmonger unit. Otherwise, Khorne might as well just melee you to death. Do a sword master versus a Wrathmonger test. Sure. But like, you know, you also have to remember, right? Spear of Sleipnir and all that jazz is very rough. Along with, like, you know, getting minor charges or what have you. Okay, so let's get let's get this guy. We'll get our sword masters. And you know what? I want to see how they do versus the Exalted Bloodletters. Because if they trade down to Exalted Bloodletters, that would be pretty bad. Redeem bicep curls. All right, I'll do it while we do this. Looks like top 4 has settled though, so I should be able to advance the bracket probably. There's a Okay, no. Okay, there's just a two-way tie. So at Charix and Tim the Wilder are facing off. You guys are up. Lobby code, please. Nice. Charix versus Tim the Wilder, both very spooky players. All right, here we go. We're gonna wait for them to get the lobby code up. Get my exercise in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dang, they routed with the prince nearby? Dude, that's so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Oh God. Like, okay, I know like the Khorne guys are like really strong and all, but like, God dang, man. Oh wait. Huh. Oh wait, Opal Bear? Oh, is Opal Bear also in there? No. Unless Opal Bear did get 3 wins. Opal Bear only has 2 wins. Yeah, okay. So it's just it's tied between Tim the Wilder and Charix. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. 400 of, like, a lot of the value came from the prince. Stream the tiebreaker, please. I'm waiting for them to send the lobby code, man. They ain't sending it yet. Oh, okay. He needs a spec slot, though. Looks like a hammer, but is styrofoam. Exactly, exactly. So, like, if you're like, if this is a trap, this is why high elf players lose. They're like, man, I'm really losing my melee fights. I should take sword masters. And then they die. It's pretty rough. Those are the guys that held the line with Anarian. Well, maybe they're old now, you know? Anarian was, you know, that was a long time ago, okay? So, you know, they could be retired, all of them. You know, the bones ache. Oh, God. Yeah, it's a rough one. Swordmasters just got buffed last patch. Did they? What did they get buffed with? Swordmasters of Hoarth, they got plus 10 armor, plus 10% missile block chance. That doesn't help in a melee fight. That does nothing. Okay, like, sure, they'll be slightly tankier versus ranged, right? But, like, high elves need... They need that oomph. They need that little bit of extra oomph to win melee engagements. Like, it's fine if high elves don't have a lot of units that can win a frontline fight, but like to just have a unit that isn't cost effective is not good. All right, let's see, high elves. Yeah, okay, so it's already in my notes to CA. I already gave him the notes. Chad leader blocker. Oh crap. Yeah, so I did tell them that. Let's see here. Slot, please. I need a spec slot. Yeah, I did tell CA that high elves need to be better in a frontline fight. But yeah, it is like, you know, like it's... I'm fine with like Bretonia having overperforming infantry. Right, so like Bretonia having like, you know, best in class, I mean not infantry. Bretonia having best in class cavalry makes sense, right? You know, they have slightly undercosted cavalry because they're the Cav faction, right? I think Swordmasters, if they cost... They probably need to cost like 1,100. If they're going to downtrade to Exalted Bloodletters. Because you would expect the Bloodletters to uptrade, right? It's Khorne. So Khorne needs to have best in class infantry. Otherwise, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I think Swordmasters at 1,100 would be fine. That would be getting close. It would make them a little bit more expendable. Or you buff up their stats to be worth 1,300. Otherwise, it's just a unit that no one will ever take. Yeah, plus 10 armor. Yeah, the plus 10 armor and missile resist is kind of nice for shooting. So High Elves would be better versus, I guess, Dwarves with that, but that's not exactly what they needed. Anyways, we're in the semifinals. This is the tiebreaker for semifinals. So, very cool indeed. Charix and Tim the Wilder fighting it out. I'll just generate the top 4. Here we go, here we go. Let's see here. I'll message Oishi. Uh-huh. Nacho. Nacho fur? Interesting. Nacho fur versus Oishi, huh? Very interesting. Who dat? Okay, no, I did play them before. What was it? What did they beat me with? I think they beat me earlier and played Imperial Road. Their Empire. I was Chaos Dwarves. Oh, they're the one that beat. They're the one that beat my Chaos Dwarves with Empire. Oh, okay. What faction are they playing? They are playing Tzeentch. Oh my god. What the crap? They're playing Tzeentch. Yo, that's crazy. Cathay low diffs high elves for real. Yeah, I think Cathay annihilates high elves. 1,300 gold for your Swordmasters. They probably still get shot to death. High elves really don't like taking damage. And an HP buff. Yeah, high elves, it's really weird. They have some of the lowest HP in the game for their infantry. It's kind of crazy. Oh, Crafter, you've been reliably beating high elves? Oh, hell yeah. How does a Phoenix Guard do, though? I think it's fairly comparable. People don't run either Phoenix Guard or Swordmasters. They always run the Spears because they're the only unit that's close to effective. Dang. Okay, so I was the only one with a 4-0 win rate. Hell yeah, the power of Kislev. Dude, Kislev's so hype. Now, what do you guys think? Who do you guys think is gonna win? We have Beastmen versus Lizardmen. I would love to play Kislev into Beastmen in the grand finals. I think that would be really cool. I'm gonna stream Warcraft 3 in the near future. I'm gonna be playing and grinding for Turin's grand finals for the next bit. So probably no Warcraft 3 until next week. Maybe Monday. It's like on my short-term to-do list. You guys will see a Warcraft 3 stream before an XCOM stream. all going to plan. You think Beastmen are gonna win for sure? It's Charix though, man. Charix is a Chad. If someone's gonna beat Beastmen, it's gonna be Charix. Also, Shredder of Lustria into Beastmen. Beastmen historically have had a really bad time versus the spooky monster builds. And unlike my janky Demons of Chaos build with Red Olgor, the Shredder of Lustria can actually kill things. Oh yeah, Executioners and Blackguard also, yeah. They're a unit from a different time. Who wins? Question mark. Beastmen? Lizardmen. Let's start a poll. Yo, on Twitch you can do a prediction thing. Let's see here. End poll. Yeah, how do I do the thing where you can like bet? Prediction. Here we go. Let's see here. So how do I do this? Okay, who wins? All right, and then I can do Lizardmen or Beastmen. So you guys can start predicting. And then I guess yeah, and then I can, whoever wins, I can close it out. You guys want to bet your channel points on this? Make sure not to say the word gamble. Really? Twitch gives you a warning if you say it? Yo, that's crazy. I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, what you guys think? Lizardmen or Beastmen? YouTube chat says 37% Beastmen, 64% Lizardmen. A lot of people get hyped about Charix. Tim the Wilder changed his name to Own Goal. I don't know why, but who's on Beastmen? Yes, Tim the Wilder. He's a very strong player. I see a lot more points for Beastmen. Interesting. So how do I make it so the prediction, you can't just predict while the game is going on? Terms and conditions, send feedback. How do you stop the prediction? How to stop Twitch prediction. Let's see here. Yeah, how do I do this? How do I do this? People are getting more information that they need. Set it for a period of time. Oh, I see. Well, you guys are gonna get to predict. You guys are gonna get some sick late time predictions. Charix went for Tahenuin. Absolute mad lad with the laser beams and flock. Bastillodons of Rev, Crystal, and Solar Engine. That gives a vigor bonus, which is nice. And he brought a bunch of Saurus. Seems like Charix likes his Saurus when it comes to Lizardmen. Yeah, it's Tim the Wilder. It's Tim the Wilder. Beastmen have a Gray Shaman of Shadows with Kilio Cav and Kilio Cav again. Makes sense, makes sense. You have it set for 5 minutes currently. What a ripoff. What, we have a bunch of Ungor Raiders. Makes a lot of sense. Usually you got to get a little bit shooting down for the big monsters. We have a Gorbel, double Gorbel, okay. And some Gore Herds. So power-wise, we're looking at fairly even when it comes to single entity fighting power. Tahenuin's strong, but he's not kill two Gorbels easily strong. I guess he has the portent of warding. 5% damage resist, nothing too crazy. Yeah, Beastman for Tim the Wilder can be quite spooky. It's kind of cherry. He is. But it doesn't look like Beastmen have any other single entities really for the situation. I'll look away so that no stream sniping. Who's gonna do it? Honestly, I feel like Charix just plays so well. He's just gonna like kill a Gorbel or something. Charix is really good at sniping. And Tim the Wilder's good, but like Charix is insanely good micro-wise. So I feel like he's just gonna snipe these guys. He's somehow gonna win the single entity fight. Tehenwen's gonna live with like 2 HP and then it's gonna be over. Charix is so good at keeping his lords alive. Laser beam number 1 gets shot too. Lizardmen, okay, the Gore Herd aren't stealth, but Lizardmen do have slightly higher detection range than other units, I think. Yeah, predatory senses. It's not actually an ability that you can see, but they can spot hidden units a little bit easier than many other factions, so makes them pretty nice. Flock of Doom drops, hits the Ungor Raiders. Just a normal Flock of Doom though, but a little bit of chip damage will make them slightly easier to rout. We do see another single entity though, from the grand old Beastmen. A giant lumbering his way across the battlefield. Tim the Wilder liking giants recently, it seems. You see a big old gray shaman charge over here. Gorbel beating up the Saurus. Laser beam whiffs. Charix. Rough, but a solid rock drop just went down, I think. 200 value, pretty nice. Laser does make the Ungors retreat. And Pterodon rock drops are probably the spookiest thing for Beastmen here. They can more or less insta-rout Ungor Raiders if used properly. And the Pterodons double as a nice chase-off tool. Sasser123, thank you very much for the primes though. We know that Saurus Warriors will win against all of this infantry. 10,000 base HP makes them basically Plague Bearers, but better because they're Saurus. Another Flock of Doom comes down. Are we gonna see a rock drop? Looks like maybe. Does this one have rock drop? 0 uses. No. This one though, I think they do have the rock drop. Let's look at Charix's sick micro. Ooh, Tim the Wilder's sick micro. Dodges the rock drop. Is he using hotkeys? Can he move and drop rocks at the same time for the value? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. That's using hotkeys indeed. At least very likely. He was giving move commands and got the rock drop off. No route though. Looks like leadership is fairly good on that front. Great Bray Shaman is chilling. Looks like he's surviving, getting a little bit of work done. Nothing really to hunt him down either. Vigor buffs from the solar engine aren't really contributing very much either. And the giant is in. The giant double Gorbel is now on top of Tehenwen. Takes another hit from the Gorbel too. That's pretty bad, man. Poor Tehenwen. Already down 1/3 of his HP. He is slightly bloodied. Though, if he ignores the giant for the rest of the battle, it could go okay. Man, Charix is Lizardmen though. Very strange build, I must say. I feel like he's kind of getting torn apart, right? He hasn't really been able to shut down the archers with his rock drops, because he just hasn't had a lot of follow-up. And Tim the Wilder's been doing a great job dodging them. A full hit from rock drops will definitely kill these guys, but their stabilization's been good up until now. So 2 of the archers look like they will get shut down. The Saurus Warriors barely sticking around to chase them off. Then they get routed. But we still see, what, 2 archers alive? Kind of sus. Someone's in the Salamander hunting pack, but there's nothing to keep them safe right now. No cav, no nothing. Tehenwen is slowly getting healed by the Revivification Crystal. So the damage value is probably not as bad as it may seem. But just looking at the army sizes, we're looking at 11 units to 19. And not much to deal with the Gorbels. Salamander pick would be huge right now. They are very routable. They start with a measly 55 leadership, less even than a basic Ogre Bull unit. And while the Pterodons are a fairly nice trading tool, they do take a lot of time and they're not really supporting the main force, are they? Tehenwen also, with his Flocks of Doom, Only 855 value so far. Not too good, but potentially a pick here. This is a solid swing play. This is what Chargs is good at. He baited out the Gorbals into overextending and then brought these guys in. And while Tim the Wilder was distracted by that, chucks out the laser. Tim the Wilder has been pretty good with his micro so far, but kinda has one misstep. And Chargs takes advantage of that quite well. And that's going to be an easy route on the Centaurs. If they fully leave the map, that would be amazing, because they still have quite a bit of HP left. Over yonder, some skirmishers getting killed by the cohort of Sotek, which are refusing to die. But that big ol' Melkoth's melting their HP. Not a lot of value on those spears either. However, Salamander Hunter Pack still alive. Tehenuin's okay. He's grinding over here. Giants fighting an armadillo. We'll see, we'll see. It's a little bit spooky though, right? Like, there really isn't that much for the Lizardmen. And if Beastmen have such a large advantage, they can start summoning in their range units. You know, Centaur throwing axes on Gore Raiders. If you don't have enough units to disrupt them, they have almost free reign. They are reaping the rewards of that situation right now. Flock of Doom does drop though, upgraded. Only hitting one unit though means that it is basically an expensive Melkoth. And the Beastmen do take the victory. Very decisive. The Beastmen were able to win. So how do I end a prediction? How do I end a prediction? Does anyone know? Choose outcome. Beastmen. Congratulations to everyone who put points in Beastmen. I did it. I'm streaming. I'm doing the thing. Points. Points for days. Yeah, Chargs' Lizardmen is not as spooky as his Bretonia. Their cavalry are way slower, and he's kind of just stuck using infantry, which are... It really doesn't make use of his, like, crazy micro. Build-wise, I don't know how I feel about this build either. It seems like he kind of got hard countered by the Gorbal Giant Summon. If it was just 2 Gorbals, it'd be maybe a little bit better, but like nothing to kill that giant, man. Which means we are playing in the semifinals against the winner, Tim the Wilder. Ah, hell yeah. I am playing. Yeah, we're playing against Tim. Where's he at? Okay, we are up. Send him a code. And that means I'm gonna have to swap Chargs out in the top 4. Pretty crazy. Kislev versus Beastmen. So this is the matchup. This is one matchup that I really wanted to analyze. If I can win with Kislev, then mayhaps it is not too bad. Then Kislev is definitely one of the top tier factions. If Tim the Wilder manages to defeat me here, then that means Kislev, while strong, they're not going to be better than a lot of the top tiers, right? Beastmen is spooky, but I don't think they're insurmountable. I should be fine, I think. What do you guys think? You think I'll be okay? Redeemed 15 squats again? Oh god, alright. We'll do that while we do map bans. Oh god. Let's see here. Kislev. Kislev versus Beastmen. What should I do, man? I know my Cav win. Oh man, my knees. Alright, I'm turning off the Twitch thingies. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Let's see here. He bans Glade of the Everqueen. Let's play... I think I want to play Darkwood. It's kind of good for Beastmen, though. Play Rift. Rift at World's Edge. Oh, man. All right. Where's the thingy? Yeah, there we go. All right. Turn that off. I'll get my other 10 in, though. But yeah, Beastmen are not too bad. They ain't too bad. Totally manageable. He's probably gonna go a giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 more. Oh god, my knees. Do I need Mother or Stankia if I'm going to single entity build? Probably not, right? Probably just want more fighty power. What does she have? Spirit Bear, Witch Brew. Witch Brew's pretty good versus Ungor Raiders. I have 5 more squats and then we'll figure it out. 1, 2. Oh god. 3, 4, 5. All right, I'll be back in a second. Oh god. Alright, so I imagine Tim the Wilder's gonna do the same thing, get a giant. Look, he's been loving giants recently, okay? Ugh. Chat, we got a match anticity with this exercise. I hope you do. But, yeah. I feel like he's probably gonna go... I don't know. Boris is a really good fighter. He's a really good fighter. There's a few things I gotta switch around for Beastmen. I guess this is okay. The reason they're scary is because they can actually grind in melee fights pretty well. And that's kind of spook. It's kind of spook, man. God. Yeah, it should be okay. Will you be countering his Ungor Raider spam with Kossar spam? Could just go wide Kislev, yeah. I'm not super interested in just wide Kislev though. You guys know me. You know how we play these shenanigans. Let's see here. Okay, so that's pretty good. I have everything I want here. Wonderful. I will say, I do fear his cav quite a bit. Skirmishers and archers for days, man. Do I want Mother of Stankia for the missile resist if I'm going for single entities? Do I want that? Because the thing is, I think he's going to go wide either way. That's kind of what he's been doing, right? Yeah, well, we'll see if we can take him out. Outer Regions casting this game? Hell yeah. See, Beastmen Infantry are pretty sucky. We know, like, even Khorne Gores aren't that good versus Kislev, right? So that should be fine. It's his annoying dudes. He has a lot of annoying dudes, man. Boris is pretty hype. How to deal with the Beastmen skirmishers? Actually, I have an idea that is a little unhinged, but I think it actually would work fairly well. As long as I don't get caught off guard, I should be okay. I imagine he will have that giant romping around. Almost guaranteed he runs a giant. Man, what am I supposed to take here? What am I even supposed to take? Do I have any units left I can run? Alright, sure. This should do, this should do. Lil Grom, too easy of a target. Lil Grom is fairly defensible, it just doesn't do much. All right, here we go. So this map has decent Vanguard points, so time is a little bit more of the essence than usual. But I got the good build. If he goes for just like a raw triple cap, he should be fairly out of position. So this is a variation of the build that is running this lady instead of Mother Estankia. Because I don't think I need the missile resist. Now that may sound a little crazy, right? Yeah, so I don't think I need the missile resist. Because his archers, he has like 9 range units max. 5 archers and 4 Centaur throwing axes should be super manageable. He did notice that I have 6 units. He only has 13, that's good. And my way to catch his skirmishers is by using Swiftwing. It gives a 25% speed buff to my Griffin Legion, and it will make them faster than Centaurs. The Giant is pretty trashy too. I don't think the Giant's that spooky. I have my Lord here. She has a slowing effect. Every time she casts a spell, she slows. So like, with all the slows and the speed buff, I should pretty easily be able to catch his cavalry. It's a global effect range, which is nice. So let's just see what we can get done. He's taken a Doombull, a Gore Herd, Bestigore, Khorne Gores. Looks like he's pulling back. We got the fear in him. That's good. But where's his magic? I don't want to get Flock of Doomed, so I'm going to split my Cav. Worst case, it's a little bit of Malkoths, but that's fine. And I'm not going to fight on this point because it's a forest capture point. And that just sucks. Now, no Forbidden Fens, but Swiftwing is nice. There's his Cav. Now, will he make the misplay and get too close to Swiftwing? Because if he does, that would be pretty jokes. I may just be able to kill him outright. Yeah, so he's feeling pretty comfy, right? You can see him. You can see the comfort. You can see the comfort, man. But what if What if I cast Swiftwing? And your Centigores are slowed. And my cavalry's fast. Then what are you supposed to do? There you go. It's a little bit of nibbling. It actually wasn't that much damage in the end, but they do get a couple picks, which I will definitely take. I should be able to charge into these Ungors pretty easily. Honestly, less exciting than I thought it would be, considering the overall circumstances. I do get that capture point though, and now we just want more mobility here. I can summon a kitty cat on his bull. I have anti-large for days, so they really should just be able to beat him up. Kitty cat's on him, and if I just kill him, it's over, right? I think if I do that, it's just over. I have Hawks of Miska here and a fat cav charge in the back and the front and every which way, plus the leadership debuff here. There's the Hawks of Miska, there's the leadership debuff. So that's about as leadership bomby as you can possibly get on the poor Beastman. And immediately you see a mass rout. Some of his units are shattered. Wondrous. So I'll just get my heal off there. Nice. Yeah, they're pretty gone. It's pretty gone. This build is good versus melee factions. At least routable melee factions. So there goes his cav now. Then we're gonna get the Swiftwing down, and that's gonna slow him down yet more. And then we're just gonna catch his lord here. That should be pretty good. Frostworm has the slow. It's okay. Look at his little character here, trying to stay alive. A couple Khorne Gores here. Okay. Now will he be able to capture points? I guess we'll see. Khorne Gores are not an issue, it seems though. The Swiftwing is pretty brutal too. But yeah, he is kind of holding those points, so I should start worrying about my mobility and such. All right, there we go. So they're dead. Yeah, I should just get a few units of cav to clean up his boys. But if I kill his lord, it should just be over. There goes his Minotaurs. You gotta fear the Kislev. You gotta fear this build. He kind of brought a normal build, and yeah, we just blasted straight into his lines, man. There goes his caster, so no more magic for you. My vigor is still strong because I have a patriarch, just giving infinite vigor and all that jazz. Oh dang, his caster comes back though. Will it be enough though? Probably not. Let's go ahead and capture this point. And his caster's gone, hell yeah. Kill the Doom Bull. I have another huge leadership hit, by the way. So look at this. I have, yeah, we just charge right on in there. Then we do this. That should get his lord out of there. And then I should have a Hawks of Miska very soon. Kind of mistimed it though. I thought Hawks of Miska would be a little bit cheaper. It actually is a fairly expensive spell. Good to know, good to know. This thing's gonna last long enough though for it to cast, and that should just delete his that should just delete the rest of his leadership, especially if his lord dies, and then we just escort all these guys off the map. Holy mass rout, man. Holy moly, that's a mass rout. So they're all gone, completely and utterly annihilated. And all we really have to do now is just escort them. Once he gets a lord loss penalty, there's basically nothing left you can do. I do get a couple units of cav caught up though due to miss micro, but I think we'll be fine. His lord's about to get chased off. Everything got routed off by the leadership bomb. This is like one of the only leadership bombs that actually works. People have always theorized about the cool leadership bomb builds you can do. Who would have guessed that Kislev would be the one that could pull it off? We routed off Bestigors like it was nothing, man. My god, playing against you must be terrifying. And the great thing is I run this build enough to know that we can leadership bomb. It's quite nice. It's a solid one. He didn't even capture that point. It should be pretty easy just to escort all these guys off too. Yep, there goes his caster. He's basically tabled, and I have infinite time left. This is Beastmen too, by the way. This is one of the strongest factions in the game. And the great thing is I could still go a normal build. If I really wanted to, I could just go a normal Kislev build if he tries to hard counter this. And he'd also be screwed. Let's get that little rowdy action over there. Oh, they're passive triggered, so they are unbreakable. All right, let's not get overconfident, though. I gotta clean up this mess. I know the Patriarch is, you know, his heals were immense. So I really don't have to worry much. His Lord's dead. Something about the damage tracker is not right because he has nothing left, man. This is not close. It's not 500 diff. Okay, I have so much compared to him right now. It's kind of ludicrous. And the fact that I can just bring in the Patriarch for the mega heals. All right, let's take the Winged Lancers. Man, is this what not running Red Olgor feels like? I love not running Red Olgor. This is amazing. All right, get in there, you little Patriarch. He resummons his Lord. But I am about to get the chonkiest heal you've ever seen. This is a fat heal, man. Oh my God. Perfect Vigor, hello. Hello, Perfect Vigor. Army wide. When you really take the time to maximize your spell usage, nothing feels better, man. I just got like a, 20% heal on my entire army and Perfect Vigor. So they're just as fresh as the units he's summoning in. Damage tracker must be a paid spy. Most definitely. Those poor beastie boys. Yeah, now it's just a cleanup. I can even summon normal Kossars if I want to. They'll be fine. His Vestigors are gone. And then yeah, we'll just capture this point over here. I have Swiftwing. I don't know if you realize this, but his bull's not going to escape this. He's slowed for 12 seconds. So, yeah, he slowed for 12 seconds, which means he's dead. He's trying to escape, but now he's double slowed because he's frostbitten. So he has a mighty 58 speed right now. We'll just barrel into him, and as soon as his leadership gets low, I can use this. Or I can use it right now on top of his Centaurs. Should be able to just kill him off. Because I also have this Roar ability that will decrease their leadership further. Oh, he does throw a little bit of a buff. Very close to terror routing, though. Very close indeed. Yeah, they get terror routed. God dang, man. It's a crazy leadership bomb. No more heals, though. Sad times. I will get this point. I lose one cap to doggos. That's okay. And now we are secured with our infantry. Huzzah! Hyperbolic Red Olgor chamber. Let's see here. Yeah, now we just get a rear charge with them. Surprisingly enough, his Lord did not rout. What a mighty Lord he was indeed. Swiftwing won't really help me here. Actually, it might. Swiftwing against infantry. You get super power boosted cavalry, which helps their impact damage a lot. Can we use that to rout off the Khorne Gores? It looks like he barely braced. Despite build-wise, just having a better build, I think. He is pretty spooky. Khorne Gores, passive triggers. It looks like he might kill off my my big beastie boy. Like, he doesn't have anything left, man. It's super Jover. I really hope people don't start copying this build. They definitely will, though, right? People are 100% gonna run this build in Turin's Grand Finals. It's so easy to play. I would be very surprised if people did not go for it. Their vigor and heal abilities are mutually exclusive in campaign. Yeah, they're stronger in multiplayer than they are in campaign. Kind of weird. All right, so we do have all the capture points now, and then we just go for the second Lord Snipe. This is 100% over. I will have my vigor restored in a second. I guess CA just didn't have the tech to make it mutually exclusive in multiplayer. I guess not. I guess not. There's the perfect vigor. And then, yeah, he has nothing. He has 7 units, 5 of which are running for the hills. Let's get that rear charge with our cav. Nice. Let's get the Swift Wing so we can get them routed. Why not, man? Just have some fun. Just have some fun playing as Kislev. People said Beastmen were OP. Holy crap, Hawks of Miska's insane. The routes on this is crazy. Minus 16 leadership. Well, how do you do? That's a Disgusto build that we just ran into him. He went really wide. Honestly, he just wasn't ready for it, right? I think he expected a normal Kislev build. You can't beat this build with like infantry, right? His Bestigor's rounded off with 300 value. That one Khorne Gore though. Great success. So, man, that almost made Beastmen look weak. Let's Kislev versus Beastmen. Single-handedly going to get Kislev nerfed. Their Frostworms are probably too strong. Okay, we're up against Oishi again. Yo, yo. Oishi-kun. The Menace. Are they going to be able to beat me? Dang, 1700 in the routes. I love how people said the Incarnate's bad too. But yeah, it's minus 24 leadership off of just this. Minus 32 with fear. Minus 40 when you include terror routes. Minus 48 when you include charge in the flank for free because of Glorious Charge. So that means you can insta route basically anything if you do just a little bit of damage. It's so good. It's so good. All right, I'm gonna have to kick you, Tim the Wilder. I'm sorry. Disgusting. I'm inclined to say, well, just don't fight the blob, but you're speedy. Yeah, we're a what? We're a 75 to 60 speed blob with cavalry that has Swiftwing. You can't avoid it. There's no running. You can't hide. You can't run. Actually, you can hide if you chill in the forest. Astankia can give thingamajig though. All right, Oishi's first. Oishi-kun. What's Oishi-kun playing? Are they also playing Lizardmen? Khorne. Oh no, yeah, it's just Khorne, dude. If I lose to Khorne, I'm a noob. All right, we don't lose to Khorne on this channel. He bans Jade Tomb. Ban Lair. We're on Dunes of Cain. Okay, this is about as simple as it gets, right? It's he has no trees this time. He had a hard enough time with trees. Without trees, it just sucks, right? Maybe he'll try to go for like a full counter build though. If there's one thing I have to be wary of, it's like just a fat rush with like only Cav and corn dogs. But other than that, I think we'll be okay. What lord do I want here? What's a solid lord? What's like a solid beat down lord that we can take? I think Swiftwing is a must take. Never leave home without your Swiftwing and Hawks of Miska. How many Bloodthirsters can he fit in one build? Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do this. Alrighty. Oh, he's ready. Bro's been cooking. Oh, God. Okay, so he's been cooking, right? I have to be really careful here because a fat rush could potentially just end my entire existence if I'm not lucky. I have to be super careful that he doesn't just rush me down and I die. That would be the most unfortunate way to lose such a solid lead we've had. Yeah, Frostworm deletes Cav, by the way. It has really good animations for that. Let's see. I definitely want one of these. Or maybe one of these? No, one of these. I gotta money manage well here. I wonder what build he's gonna go for. Is he gonna go for like infantry tide? Is he gonna infantry max me? Excuse me, that would be interesting. I still don't think it would win though, right? An infantry max build. Like, maybe if he goes like super, just like full infantry, literally only infantry. But Khorne infantry is just so slow, man, and it's so expensive. Only armored warriors. I would need something to deal with just like a pure armored warrior max. You know what? I have an idea. I have an idea. Let's see. Yep, I have a sick idea. Okay, all right. There is no way we lose this now. There are 0 ways I could possibly lose this game. At least I think. It's kind of a crazy play. It's kind of a crazy play. Oh, I can't do that. Crap. Okay, never mind that. I can't do this. Then I should probably try this build instead. Yeah, I'll take this ability. We'll take that one. So Khorne Gore shouldn't be a problem. Like wondering, what if he just spams armored warriors into the horizon? Do I have the chops to actually beat that? Kinda questionable. Only kinda though. Do I need this? Cost 200. Probably want that one. Do I need this one? And then I can take 2 of these. Okay, this isn't too bad of a build. Can I still take more single entities? No, the answer is no. Unfortunate. Yeah, if we just see like an infantry max build, the big question is like, are we just gonna die to that? You know, do I have the killing power to shut that down or what? Other than that though, I think we are mostly okay. Sure. Let's run this build. So I changed it up a little bit. Usually you don't want to change what works, but this will be a good experiment. If he just spammed, so I'm hoping he has a lot of units. The more infantry he has, the better. His cavalry should just suck, so that's not a big deal. And I basically inverted the build. I'm starting with my single entities, because I don't think he's going to expect that. And this build might still crush it anyways. We shall see though. We shall see. So there's the build. I got my lady on a frost worm. And I have a leadership bomb. I'm starting with the leadership bomb because I think that's good. Ready, good luck, have fun. And And if he has a bunch of Minotaurs, I might still be able to kill them. That's kind of what I'm banking on here. Because the cav charges have done really well. Like, Swift Wing into Minotaurs should just delete them, right? I took Gust of True Flight. Well, it's fine. Whatever, I'm spamming Hawks of Miska anyways. I don't need speed. God dang it. I took the wrong spell. Classic Anticity goof. But anyways, I have Chariots in case he has a lot of single entities that I can't fight. He did go for the Khorne Gore spam though. So I think I'm just gonna delete them immediately. What if he has a Blood Brute Behemoth? Alright. Yeah, this is super over for these guys. Hawks of Miska, delete them, man. I don't think he's ready for this at all. Unless he has a million single entities. But yeah, he has Marauders over here. Oh, he dead, man. Oh, he's super dead. Look at that. We got the fear in him. It's kind of fast, though. Kind of fast on the retreat. But if I just get a little bit of a flank, Griffin Legion should be able to just delete him. I don't think he has single entities. It appears he just has infantry max. Fine by me. My Griffin Legion can definitely kill these Khorne Gores. Oh, okay. So he is deployed here. I see. Well, I don't want to fight that then. Instead, we're going to kill these guys. New plan, kill these guys. They should be way more manageable. Is he going to die? Is he asking for a murder? So that would be pretty bad for him. Okay, I won't take that fight. I'll play this a little bit carefully. He does bring in the skirms, makes sense. He doesn't have all of his blood beasts and stuff to save these guys. That's a 1,500 gold pick. If I just kill them here, it should be super over. Sure, he has a couple skirmishers and such, but I will have my ice sleds in a second. These guys are about to get brutalized here. So I'd be real interested to see how this pans out. Yeah, let's go for the blood beast. Man, I wish I had a speed boost. That would be kind of convenient right now. All right, so there's a charge. So he's trying to bring in support for him. But there's the big old Chargerino. Crap, I should have summoned the sleds. It's fine, though. It's fine. Yeah, he's not blobbing them up, though. It's a smart play. It's a smart play indeed. He braces. Hawks of Miska drops. Not the cleanest engagement I've ever had. Don't know how I feel about it. This guy should be able to rout him off, though. Okay, so I killed one Khorne Gore. Acceptable amounts of killing. There's our Patriarch heals. Actually kind of whiffed the heal. That's an oopsie daisies again. Kind of whiffing right now. Kind of making some misplays. Not the biggest fan of that. I can definitely fight the Skull Taker, though. The Skull Taker is absolute chump change. All right. He is not a big deal in the slightest. So we'll just, yeah, we'll just kill him, right? I think we just kill him. Face off against them blood beasts. I got Griffin Legion for days. There you go. Yeah, and as long as I just focus my single entities on him, I think he's just dead. Should be a fairly difficult time for him. I have more cav incoming. Yeah, he's completely bogged down right now. Completely and utterly. I just kind of need time. Sends in his skirmish cav, which is good for me. Yeah, he's getting low. Skull Taker looking a little worse for wear. All right, and then we'll just pull back. So that was a fairly fine engagement, I'd say. My Griffin Legion here should be able to pummel his skirmishers. I get a little bit of a disengage, and I can get a Swift Wing. Swift Wing is particularly good here because they are extremely blobbed up. Hopefully it does enough damage where we can just rout them off. Skull Taker looking for a tussle. They're not gonna like getting charged though. This build is really good at dealing with infantry swarms. There you go. So that's a pretty nice route. And yeah, I'm just gonna get my vigor back again. That should be good enough. There goes his stuff. Yeah, I don't really need the skirmishers. Mostly, anyways. There's my vigor buff. Okay. We have a little bit of cav over here. A little bit of Griffin Legion. And I have one capture point. I can live with one capture point. Most of his stuff dies to my single entities. We've dominated him in the single entity front, really. So that should not be a big issue. As long as he doesn't get 2 points, I'm fairly comfy. There you go. There's our big cav fight. I have another Swift Wing soon, by the by. That should be able to delete everything. Single entities, go! So just gonna beat up the Skull Taker. There's our Swift Wing. Should slow him down. And just like that, his cav should just die. It's a big old roar. Leadership debuff. Yeah, there we go. So his cav are completely gone now and slowed. So they're more or less out of the picture. And now I can start spamming the sleds, right? His doggos are not particularly strong versus composition, it seems. There's another dog unit getting killed. Okay, yeah, I definitely need the chariots, though. Like, the single entities are doing fine, but I am starting to lose some of my cav. It's not as good as the kite style, I'd say, but, you know, it grinds, it grinds. Definitely, though, I feel like the chariots would have been better. I'm gonna need to defend this point, too, against his shenanigans. I almost have another vigor buff. That's good. I gotta be wary. We're not killing Skull Taker. Oishi's definitely not gonna let me kill him. But a rear charge here should get the job done. And a sandwich. And then he should run out of units because I've been value trading really hard with my heals. A swift chariot charge, indeed. All right, that should be a route. Nice. All right, now I have chariots, finally. There's another heal, and the chariots will cook. In a world where he has basically nothing else to stop the chariots from just marauding all over him, I should be okay. I just gotta clear off the rest of this darn infantry that's chilling everywhere. He has a couple doggos here. Okay. Yeah, you know, Griffin Legion might actually be solid here. He ran out of big monstrous units. He's holding. He's hunkering down really well. I'm gonna need a Swift Wing probably to kill these Khorne Gores. But the chariots are fine. Yeah, let's just get this out of the way as fast as possible. Swift Wing will absolutely do. I don't think I even need to use the big ability on this guy. There you go. So there's a terror route. Nice. And yeah, it's just clean up crew now, right? I feel like this build probably would have been better with the kite action to start, but I really didn't want him to just stuff me up with cheap infantry. We know that, yeah, it seems like the mix-ups are strong enough, though. I am about to take this point. So while this is not as strong versus other styles, I think it's still good enough. Yeah, so he has some Khorne Gores there. Gotta be wary. Don't want him to take me out over there. It's a big old cav charge. Big old beastie boy there can manage the Khorne Gores. He does have a mini Mortis engine, which is really hype. There go his Marauders. Nice. Worms in there. A little Frosted Worm. Once I take this point, we're set. Once we take this, we're absolutely set. Skull Taker's not a menace in the slightest. I can't get a charge here. Gonna have to pull back with these guys. Okay, so we take the point, but he might retake one of them. It's starting to get into sus territory, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely need a Swift Wing here and maybe a Skull Taker pick. I think we're just gonna blob up our guys and go for this point. That seems like the best course of action. Yeah, I'm just gonna let him take that one. There's the Swift Wing. There you go. Come on, get in there, my dude. There's the Swift Wing. Skull Taker is taking immense damage now. There's the perfect vigor. And then if we can just finish the job, then I'll be okay. He's slowed pretty badly. I can start capturing this point. There you go. It's a little sus, admittedly. It's a little sus. Come on, just kill him, man. Just kill the man. Come on. Yeah, there we go. All right. I got my cav for his doggos. I'll be fine. Come on. I just need the one hit, man. I just need the one hit, and then it's fine. And then we're totally okay. God dang it, man. Skull Taker, why you gotta be so invincible for? Ah, God, now my lord's surrounded. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Yo, he might win this. It really depends on how this fight goes, and if Skull Taker manages to get a kill. Seems like I should be able to secure this point fairly well, though. I don't think he'll be able to take this one with the Blood Beast solo. So, yeah, it's just cleanup crew now. If I can take this point in a decent amount of time, we're fine. Khorne Gores are down. Hell yeah. Minotaurs are down. Double hell yeah. All right. Just make sure he doesn't recapture. I have a good amount of time, okay? As bad as this may look, I have a good amount of time to sit back and relax and probably be able to win. I have like a few minutes, essentially, to take this point over here. That should be fairly doable, right? We got hella routes here. I got a Swift Wing in a second. Should be fine, man. Should be fine. It's just one Blood Beast. I have my Howl, too. There's the perfect vigor. Crap, I missed my dude. So he's not taking that one back anytime soon. Dang, missing that vigor buff is kind of rough, but we have time. We have time. One unit of infantry is not going to be enough for that. So that's pretty good. We caught his cavalry a little bit. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, and then we just go here. All right. Yeah, just gotta make sure he doesn't take this one. So if I summon my Griffin Legion here, I should be secured on that front. His Blood Beast of Khorne shall not be enough. There's the capture going down. Hell yeah. And then we just, we just distract him a bit. Get that route off. Hell yeah. Nice. Hawks of Miska over there to shut that annoying business down. There we go. Frostworm's doing a good job. If he takes this point, that would be so bad. Let's not give him that point. He's going for the middle one. Okay, we got this one. Hawks of Miska has done okay. Now we're gonna have to double back again. Oh god. Looks like he's probably gonna take this one. God dang it, man. Dude. Dude, what the crap? Okay, so he's gonna take it, but I will still have some time. So now he's summoning the Khorne Gores here. God, I should have just gone for the chariots, man, and army wiped them. Would have been so much better. All right, he's going for it. Big boy over here is slow and lumbering, but he's doing his best. Should be able to get a terror out at least. There's a couple doggos over there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna have to secure that point, I feel. Okery dokery. God, those Khorne Gores, man. Yeah, he has to go here. Crap. No, I should have just kited. I should have just kited, man. I should have known. I should have known it was the kite the whole time. All right, well, we killed his doggos at least. That's nice. Can I take this point? I got some horsemen here. That's a good sign. He's gonna brace. Course. Makes sense. Can I get a route on those Khorne Gores, maybe? I got a single entity here. God dang it, he's gonna take it. Oh no, I barely have it. Okay, I barely have that one. It's just this one then. So we just have to kill off his doggos. And then I'll be okay, I think. I have not a lot of time. We have not a lot of time. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose that guy. Come on, man. Okay, there go his doggos at least. Frostworms killing off the Skull Taker. Alright, note to self, always kite Khorne, man. Always kite Khorne. The dream ends here. Can I kill Skull Taker with this? With just his final charge? Dude, his Skull Taker surviving was so bad. God dang it. I should have just kited him. No. Alright, never switch off what works, man. It was close, but god dang, man. No, Oishi. GG, well played. Alright, I'm saving the kite build. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, he just kind of brought like a normal. He would have died to the chariot kite. Good to know. Good to know. Stick to your guns is the answer to everything. GG, well played. Yeah, if you're playing against Khorne, just go triple war sled. Ugh. Brutal. Hey, at least I'm learning this. I wanted to know if... Because the thing is, he might try to hard counter a kite build. He lost the last battle, but not the war. Yeah, if you go for a full kite build, and he goes for like a full counter, maybe you end up getting screwed over. So I wanted to see if my Kislev build would be able to beat just like a vanilla Khorne infantry max. And it turns out not really, unfortunately. I think you do definitely... So one of the dumb things is... I took the wrong spell, man. If I had Swiftwing, I might have been able to kill him too. That's the worst part. All right, here we go. So we want the Ice Witch of Tempest. And then you want... yeah, you want the Griffin Legion. I think you cut that so that you can take 2 units of Cav. And then that way you can fight doggos. And then the rest is just vanilla. The rest is just super vanilla. Absolutely makes a ton of sense. You take your horse archers. You don't really need anything else, man. I think if he goes for armored infantry, you're still probably gonna win because they're too expensive. Just take like one more single entity, and then yeah, this build slaps. All right, there's no way Khorne beats this. Kislev versus Khorne. I'm saving the build so we never lose that again. And we're gonna tap out. Oh my gosh. It was a good run. It was a solid run. I totally goofed that ending though. Always kite Khorne, man. Always kite Khorne. So Khorne takes the win. We'll finalize the bracket. GG, well played to Oishi. I think that was good Kislev practice today. It was solid Kislev practice. But I'm gonna end the stream for now. We'll be streaming tomorrow for more sick practice. I feel like I know how to play Kislev. I don't have to worry about that. Instead, we're going to go for... We're gonna go for our sub factions. I need to practice, like, I don't know, maybe go for a Beastmen run and get good against them. And then we'll be fine. Made him sweat, indeed. Anyways, we're gonna be raiding out a region. Twitch, he's not streaming on Twitch, so you can follow the link if you so wish. GG, well played to Oishi. With the Khorne win. We're gonna be raiding out a region. He's not playing Warhammer, but he does play a lot of Warhammer in general. Gonna be going for some Space Marine 2. Would highly recommend checking him out. Send some love. He's been hosting and casting tournaments. Great guy, but playing in a lot of tournaments too. He was playing today. So yeah, have a fun time there. I'll be calling it quits, and tomorrow is maybe Empire. Peace out.